Critter, I don't think you can call them that anymore, but enough about that. Time for Dark
Oh,
Heresy, guys. So, hello and welcome to Dark Heresy, where I, a modern Sisyphus, roll the boulder of the plot uphill eternally, unthanked. For those of you playing along at home, Og is not here. He will arrive eventually.
Maybe.
PM.
Who knows? Bookkeeping. There's going to be a lot of talking from me this session. As usual, jump in when you'd like, and I'll work around you, because
You're a nerd.
because that's my fucking job. Let me move back onto the Ipcress lower deck. There we go. So, the Ipcress's sublight engines slowly push the vessel through the asteroid field and towards the spindly space station. It is of the darkest black, and atop the tall spires are innumerable listening devices and scanners, no doubt prying through the eastern fringe for the most dark of heresies. As you come closer, you can see two other large vessels nearby, idling close to the space station. One of them is slightly smaller than the Ipcress, at only 1.5 kilometers long. It looks like some sort of escort-class vessel with the sloping prow of a ship of the line of the Imperial Navy. In fact, it seems to have the iconography that looks familiar enough that it could likely pass as a Navy ship to the uneducated, like you. The other ship is colossal, easily 5 times the length of the Ipcress. It is a full-sized battleship, with lance batteries jutting threateningly out of multiple decks, suggesting this ship would be capable of delivering a catastrophic broadside. The ship is decorated ostentatiously with enough gold to make the savviest of rogue traders jealous. The prow of the ship is topped by a huge golden aquila set against the Inquisitorial seal. You remember Lane requested a meeting in his office before you dock at the station, but you might just have some time to do some things about the Ipcress before you arrive. What would you like to do?
I think I'm. Go for it.
Okay.
Now you go. I don't
was-
even know yet, to be honest. I just kind of said ep because I don't like silence.
Oh no, I was going to say. I think if we're observing this through, like we're still in the office there, yeah, from last time.
No, you're. So last session ended up with you guys all just chilling out and him saying, "Oh, meet me in my office when you're ready. We need to chat."
That's right.
So you guys are wherever you need to be on the Ipcress right now.
Gotcha. I would imagine I'd be looking out the window in the armory there and just be like, "Jeez, that's a really big fucking ship." I had something else planned in my head, but I've lost it. But I'm sure it'll come back.
That's a fair reaction.
Was there any change to since last time?
Any change to experience?
Yeah, in terms of like thematically upgrading characters in this bit of time. Do you gain anything?
No. Other than the stuff that you got from last one was an interlude one, so you didn't gain any experience. But you will have chances to spend it coming up. Yeah, what is Amelia doing?
I suppose also taking in the scene. But I guess my question: are we? Is there a lot of time before we actually head in? Are we heading straight into this formal scene or what?
So probably best to talk to Lane. He's got the full schedule. But you've got some time before you arrive.
Should they dress before meeting Lane
Dress
or after?
Dress regularly.
That's
I
what
think for now. Yeah. Don't dress up for a ball yet. Dress your normal working clothes. Just Lane had compulsory haircuts for all of you.
Then probably just taking a look at everything as well.
Perfect. Tora goes down to the office. He's got a massive hangover from a wild night of drinking with BGC. He's really struggling. BGC is an absolute champ. Perfect. Yeah. So I imagine you guys eventually make your way to Lane's office. So Lane is sat in his office watching the space station slowly drift closer. As you enter, he spins around in his chair. You notice I made that sound like he just spins in the spot, just a full 360 rather than spins around to face you. I realised that.
Like he's giddy about the space station. I kind of like that, actually.
Wow, look at that. Hey, guys, look at that.
Hey, guys, you see this? Just coming back to the scene again.
Amazing. What are you wearing?
What?
What are you wearing?
Oh, Chanel. No, it's my
Occupod branded merch.
Yeah, estimate 2011, and it actually on the sleeve has my name on it.
Where'd you get that from?
A buddy of mine gave it to me for Christmas. It was the gift there. He had it made. Like
You
got
don't
it printed on
remember
a
that from
sweatshirt.
last time?
Yeah,
No, I don't remember that. I haven't
no,
paid that
No.
much attention to you.
that's
Fair enough.
understandable. Most people don't.
No.
What you don't know
I'm
is his
stealthy.
friend tried to spell cock, but
Yeah, they did. They spelled it. There were three.
Cockulus.
Cockulus.
Brock, I have a formal request for us to rename to the Cockulus.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely get us more.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to the
members.
Occupod, and on
Yeah,
this
will.
video.
It will certainly get more members,
Oh.
that's for sure.
Cocky-con.
Oh,
Cocky
God.
con.
I was just gonna say with Og there, you might need to call him, not just send him an ad.
He
That
did.
is true. I
No,
did
he
call.
called him before, but call him be like, "Hey, we're starting now," and then
If
true.
he's very fragile, then he might not be up for
if he's
Yeah.
fragile,
RPU.
what do you mean?
He said he'd be on in 20. He sounded fucking rough. I'm gonna let him rest.
We'll give him a minute.
Okay.
He can
Yeah.
jump in if he needs to. So you notice that Lane is not wearing his regular simple robes, but is dressed in his full battle regalia. He's got layers of ornate carapace armor set under a dark hooded robe, the inquisitorial seal proudly displayed across his chest. At his side is a long, slightly curved power sword, and tucked with a cavalier slant into his wide belt is a curious pistol, a large blue glass crystal with a pistol grip attached. There is a trigger guard, but no trigger. You notice Lane is not prepared to spread a food for you. He's only got a pot of recaf between you all. He puts his hands together. Hello, acolytes, and welcome to Listening Post G14. Obviously, this place does not legally exist. Relish the view while you still can. I thought we'd have a quick discussion about some ground rules once we're on board and what the plan is. So, here's the program of events. Tonight, have your entry parade, then some dinner, then bed. You'll be staying with the acolytes of the two other inquisitors in your own little wing. Next day, we've got one of Inquisitor Roderick's trials. Evidence will be presented, and myself and the two other inquisitors will review it. This is a tedious part of the job, and if you want to sit this one out, I won't hold it against you. After the trial, meet me back in my chambers for Sanguinala presence. The day after is Sanguinala itself. I hope you're all excited. I am. There is a large ball happening, so expect some dancing, eating, and drinking. After that is day 2 of the trial. This will be where a sentence will be passed and carried out. Hopefully by this time, Avila will have arrived in Scarbint and we'll have the evidence we need to suggest a new target of the Inquisition's ire. So, here are some ground rules, then we'll get to questions. 1. When you see me on board the station, you will refer to me not as Lane, but as my Lord Inquisitor. Refer to the other Inquisitors as Inquisitor. 2. Skitari is staying on board the Ipcress. Let's not raise any suspicions as to why Avila might have made us enemies. 3. Your mission is to gather support to woo the other acolytes and inquisitors to such an extent that when we hopefully bring evidence of Avila's tech heresy, they will have no option but to assist us. Without their aid, we're going to have to go wave our rosette in an admiral's face, and I'd rather deal with this internally to the Inquisition. As always, you are representatives of the Inquisition, and more importantly, of me. Do not embarrass me. Your lives will depend on it. Oh, and finally, a couple other things to absolutely not mention. A, that we were just on Scarbint. Let's give the illusion that this is a long-planned sting operation, not a last-minute plan to make sure we don't have a Mechanicus fleet stalking us wherever we go. And finally, don't mention anything to do with the Lamentum Canticum. The Order Hereticus won't take kindly to us hijacking a demon summoning to divert a hive fleet. Any questions?
Should we mention Scarbint at all? That we were there, rather.
Perhaps mention. Well, my story is you headed there several years ago to deploy some cameras to keep watch over the tomb.
Okay.
Lothar's got his hand up.
Hello, yes, Lothar.
I'm going to put my hand down and say, what's the difference between a Lord Inquisitor and Inquisitor?
Hang on a second. I'm just going to answer a text from Samantha, and I'll answer that.
It's the
She's
shirt.
Inquisitor.
Who's Samantha? He's going to raise his hand again. Who's Samantha?
Gosh,
Sir?
lost the photograph. Let me grab it.
Aw. This is
So, I'll explain this quickly without doing Lane's voice. So,
fair.
there are Lord Inquisitors, which is an informal rank to signify someone has been an Inquisitor for a very long period of time.
Fair.
However, to become a Lord Inquisitor, you have to be recognised by another Lord Inquisitor. He's asking you not to refer to him as a Lord Inquisitor, but he is your Lord and also your Inquisitor, if that makes sense. Lane is not
Gotcha.
a Lord Inquisitor. He is your Lord, Inquisitor.
Right. So
Anyway, as I was
when we
saying,
refer to you, we say Lord, Inquisitor, just like that.
just do not say the comma.
Right. I feel like that's going to lead to more confusion, but right.
So instead of saying Lord Inquisitor, you say Lord Inquisitor.
I feel like there was that's what the comma's there for.
Yes. A small
Right.
half intake of breath.
He's going to put his hand back up again.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Weird question. So this Inquisition's kind of a secret thing, right?
Is it?
Like the whole point.
He looks
Generally.
at you, Samuel.
What? You
Like,
go
just-
further. It's just having a mug of recap. Is it go? Wait, what?
I'm gonna glance over our family for a second. And say, right. Just want to double check. How come one of the ships is a big honking insignia of the Inquisition? Wouldn't you want to not?
He turns over his shoulder to look at the ship and goes, "Oh yeah, that's pretty
How
big,
does?
isn't it?"
Yeah.
Well, personally, how I like to do it is with subtlety and guile. How Minoya likes to do it is, and he gestures at the Gloriana class battleship drifting behind him. Sometimes it is shock and awe. Sometimes it is a subtle knife in the dark.
Right.
I want an out of character refresher on something.
Hit me up.
Minoya's acolytes that we killed.
Yes.
Hanoi.
Why were we after Jasper?
Lane asked you to deal with Jasper.
But we don't know why. We just did it. Right? This is all
Yes.
out of character. I'm just trying to remember because that was like literally...
Lane's reasoning was there. He believed he was linked into the drug smuggling of Param Primus, which was correct, and believed there might have been something fishy going on with that.
Yeah, but the demons weren't connected to that, were they?
To the wine.
Yeah, but not. Jasper was a drug smuggler, but he was a drug smuggler working as an acolyte of Minoya, whilst investigating a cult. So you kind of you concluded your investigation, which was Jasper's a drug smuggler, but it's okay, and
Jasper was innocent. Emperor rest his soul.
You make the sign of the but yeah, the reason you were going to this conclave, because it's kind of an invitation only affair, is because Lane kind of promised a big fat favour to Minoya because you killed 2 of her acolytes and crashed one of her operations through no fault of your own. But that's why you guys didn't lose hands.
I just figured it might come up, so a refresher would be good.
No, absolutely. Yeah, so Minoya was, well, you've spoken to Minoya before. Minoya spoke to you on the data slate that was round Thalia's neck when she had the grenade in her mouth. You know 2 of her acolytes were killed by you on Param Primus. You imagine she might not be the friendliest of person with you, seeing as Lane is coming here as a grovelling favour, rather than, this is an Order Hereticus kind of thing that he's been roped into. It's not really his thing to attend a trial of another Inquisitor, so he's very much here because there has been a cock-up last year, and this is the time to make amends for it. That will make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well enough.
Cool. Any other questions?
Lotha's going to put his hand down now.
Okay. Taurus neck.
Are we getting fed?
Recap.
I'm just trying to think if there's.
Oh yeah, shit. Well, it's almost dinner time actually. Warp travel's strange like that. They'll have dinner on the station if you can put up with it for another couple of hours.
Fargo has an egg.
Oh yeah.
Glad to see.
Okay, this is a stupid question because it's gonna seem ridiculous.
No.
At first, maybe. Are there shops of any sort on the Ipcrest? Like, how are we supposed to get a present for people?
Right. What I'm going to say with Sanguinala is that as long as you can justify as having bought it in the previous year, you can get a gift for Lane.
Oh, okay.
My gift to Lane is having not spent his money.
Literally got unlimited. Like
I like
here.
that.
a receipt
saved
from,
you money.
from Andy's.
I've used marginally less resources than I would have if I got you a gift.
My gift is efficiency.
Yeah, I said give him a data slate
Yeah.
report on how much I saved him.
I could tell you out of
I
character.
actually
There's
wanna
nothing
do
Lane
that
likes more
now.
than reading financial reports. That is a
I really
highlight.
kind
of
of
his
want to
day.
do that.
I have to think about it. It could be quite abstract. Perfect. So yeah, any more questions to ask your Lord Inquisitor?
In character, I can't think of anything to
Okay.
ask.
Yeah,
Same.
neither can I right now.
Perfect. Lovely. So he stands up and directs you towards the hangar bay. Your regular shuttle has been replaced with a sleek Aquila lander, a small shuttlecraft used only by the most important of Imperial officials. And you, painted jet black with golden wings, the cargo ramp is lowered for you to board. You notice that 2 other shuttles are in the hangar, and Jewel is busy directing the stormtroopers on board. They seem as well armed and armoured as always, their black armour polished to a mirrored shine. Thalia is also on board the Aquila lander. She has a series of luggage cases with her, which you imagine is probably your clothing for the ball.
Right.
Right on.
Our clothing for the ball.
Yes, it's your clothing for the ball.
Oh, good. I turn to Lothar and say, "Hey, Lothar, clothing for the balls here."
Is it? Wow. I'm going to turn over to
Is that my
Amelia.
clothing for the ball? Yes, Lane, it's your clothing for the ball.
I'm going to turn to
It
Amelia.
is
I
in
think that's a
fact
clothing for
my
the ball.
clothing for the ball. Like this. Did you know that is your clothing for the ball?
I did. I'm going to turn back to our family and say, hey, Amelia knew that was our clothing for the ball, too.
Lothar, you need to grow up. This isn't that funny.
Why don't you face me when we talk?
Thalia has already pressed a boarding ramp and it's ready to up again.
I just walk away from Lothar.
Turn 360, walk away.
Yeah. Make sure to turn the lights off in my room before I pass it.
That's smart. Oh.
Slowly chunk my boots up the ramp into the lander.
So this is plush inside here. So once you're all on board, your lander lifts easily from the Ipcress's hangar, with more grace than you are used to. The seating here is plush, much better than the standard seats of your previous shuttles. Soon after, the Stormtroopers' shuttles lift off and follow you out into the void of space. Inside the cabin, you can barely feel the craft dodge and weave through the asteroid field as it approaches the listening post. Lane checks its chrono, then turns to you all. I think we're going to be the first to arrive, which is good. The station's maintained by a small staff of trusted associates, so we'll head straight from the shuttle hangar to the audience chamber. Make sure you look your best. Soon after, your shuttle is swallowed up by the maw of the station, and you feel the station's artificial gravity overriding the shuttles as you touch down. The walls here are of a dark metal, strong and practically sterile in their cleanliness. I'm just going to move maps for you. There we go.
Ooh.
Wow.
As the ramp descends, the 2
Background colour,
Stormtrooper
nice.
shuttles land neatly beside you. The shuttles are swarmed by a mob of servitors, and their blank faces scan for micro-impacts and refuel the crafts. From the throng emerges a tech priest, his face, massive lenses and scanners, and much of his true form hidden beneath the light blue tinged robes covered in esoteric symbols. He bows reverently to you, one mechanical hand holding his omniscient axe, and he speaks in a surprisingly human voice, amplified through internal vox speakers. Hail, Inquisitor Lane of the Ipcress and your retinue. Welcome to our listening post. I am Dacron, and I am responsible for the station's maintenance and upkeep. Chief Cryptologist Lortia is in the audience chamber alongside Inquisitor Willem. I've got a terrible glitch with my Vox system. Sometimes I cock up people's names. Anyway, welcome, Lon. Please proceed. Lane nods politely and presses onwards through the hangar, through the mob of servitors, and he kind of turns to you and goes, well, looks like we're not the first.
I'm going to get back up from my bowing position because I thought that's what we were supposed to do. And I go, oh, right. And put on a serious face and start walking.
So as you walk down the corridor, the walls become illuminated in skull-faced glow globes that flit above you. Cherubs sing praises as you walk the stretch towards the audience chamber. High archways stretch above you into the roof of the station, dwarfing even a Titan. As you walk, the 2 Stormtrooper teams march behind you in a quick step, their hull guns at ease at their shoulders. It's only as you come towards the audience chamber that you notice some figures on a central raised platform that have been watching you. The room here would not look out of place in the grandest of Senate chambers. Hundreds of seats set into stone surround the central platform. It would be the perfect location for a performance or a trial. The figures come into focus. A stern-looking woman in her 50s with jet black hair flecked with grey, wearing a smart tailored suit, stands next to several others. An eerily tall figure, face obscured behind a blank-faced mask, nods politely at you. Next to them, much shorter, is a figure wearing patterned dark robes, covering an ornate suit of armour illustrated with the Inquisitorial seal. In one hand, he carries a massive shield, similarly decorated. Next to the stern woman is a younger figure, probably no more than 40. He is dressed somewhat similarly to Lane, but with bright red armour underneath a purple robe. Lane approaches him and nods. Inquisitor Willem. The other Inquisitor bows politely, and then Lane does something you've never seen him do. He laughs and gives the other man a genuine, warm hug, both of the men laughing. You're looking well. You too, old man, he says. Lane turns back to you all and says, this is Inquisitor Willem Ordo Kronos. Inquisitor, meet Lothar, Orfamiel, Tora, and Emilia, my associates, and this is Thalia, my aide. Well, it's good to meet you all. These are my acolytes, Vansano, he gestures at the tall, masked figure, and Pierre de Montagne, who is the armoured crusader next to him, and this is cryptologist Lortia. The stern woman inclines her head, unsmiling. Lothar, it's only when the man pulls down his hood to greet you do you realise you have seen him before. His long hair and short goatee and pale skin is exactly the same as the man who appeared in your shower cubicle back on the Ipcrest. He doesn't appear to have recognised you.
Fuck, what did he say?
Perfect. Here's what he said
what
previously. He said, Lothar, is it? It is, I remember. We've met before. I don't have much time. This will be the last time I can speak to you. I will be in contact again. When you see me next, do not stop me from where I'm headed, otherwise everything will fall apart. Do not stop me at all. Do not acknowledge that I have spoken to you. Do you understand? Do not speak about this to Lane. He'll try to stop me as well. I know you can do this. From me, you already and then he cut off.
Disappeared at that point. I was like, who the hell? Oh,
Please say to him, hey, I know you.
No. Well met, I guess, and just kind of still staring at him and kind of a concerned look on my face.
He looks much the same, slightly older, you would say, but not a huge amount of difference. His beard's a little thicker.
Oh, he looks older now.
Yes.
Huh. Right.
Okay. Did you tell anyone else about this? I think you mentioned it to Orfamiel, but not like explicitly.
I tried to do a confessional with our family, and he called me nuts.
Yeah,
told me to fuck off.
I remember you telling about. I don't know how in depth you were describing him. I don't think I'd be. This is exactly like the person that Lothar told me about. No, yeah.
No, I would not have described him to that detail.
This guy has the
would
same
have been
facial
just like,
features
I
as
saw
Lothar.
a naked man covered in blood in my shower.
Yeah,
that's what I saw. Yeah, just imagine this man, but naked, wet, and covered in blood.
If you remember, he looked like he had fallen and hit his nose on the enamel.
Oh, that's right. It was entirely covered in blood. Right. Okay. So I'm going to be sitting here kind of trying to like
there were no chairs,
triangles and angles and things like that and different numbers and letters and things like that forming in front of my face as I'm trying to figure out what in the hell I'm seeing.
Perfect. As you're perplexed, you hear mass trumpets echoing down the hall. A great many people are marching towards you. It's great. As they approach, you see them more clearly. In the front rank are golden-faced servitors, their mouths replaced with vox implants, bellowing hymns and marching in time with the choir of cherubs dancing above their heads. Excuse me. Behind the row upon row of servitors, there are 2 full squads of Adeptus Sororitas marching, one of their number carrying a yellow banner on which is a golden chalice containing skulls on fire. Their power armor is black, covered by white vestments with scarlet piping. All of them wear their helmets, bar one, whose face is a mass of burned scars. Behind her walk 2 figures. There is a tall woman wearing a bright red military jacket over armour in the style of the Vestroyan firstborn, a long las carried upon her shoulder. Next to her is a tech priest, arms folded under his robes as numerous cybernetic legs glide him across the floor with an unnerving smoothness. From his bright red robes, Amelia, you recognise him as originating from Mars, like you. Behind them both, flanked by a small collection of child-sized servo automata, is an imposing woman. Marching forward in an ornate carapace armour, sculpted with inquisitorial and ecclesiarchal symbols, Minoya approaches, her white hair pulled up in a tight bob. Her face is somewhat youthful, but set with a perpetual scowl, as if the world has wronged her. Holstered at her side is a long power sword, clearly ornate and ancient in its design. Thalia squeezes your hand suddenly. You notice her jaw is shaking. The servitors bellow in unison. I'm not going to do like a mass servitor voice because I don't think it's vocally possible, so I'm just going to speak it as me.
That's okay.
Or worse, DM.
Inquisitor Minoy of the Ordo Hereticus.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
So the servitors quite unerringly bellow. Inquisitor Minoya of the Ordo Hereticus, her acolytes tech priest Rasmund and Elena Melnikova. They are accompanied by Adeptus Sororitas of the Order of the Ebon Chalice, Ave Imperator. Lane, the other Inquisitor, and the acolytes bow their heads. Minoya simply raises one hand in greeting. The stern-looking woman with black hair clears her throat. Greetings, Inquisitors and acolytes. I am sure you are all tired from your travels. Please let me lead you to your chambers. Dinner will be brought to your rooms in 3 hours. Soon, the audience chamber is a bustle of activity. A team of menials start directing the stormtroopers and the sororitas towards the eastern exit of the audience chamber. The cryptologist leads you and the other acolytes to the northern exit. As the corridors here are similarly opulent, they're wide Gothic arches and faintly glowing lights. As you walk, she lists out the rooms to the west of you, the Censorium, the Astropathica, and then stops you at the retinue housing. Hooded menials quickly lead you away from the main corridor and towards your own housing. There is a private room for each of you, each with a plush bed, fireplace, and a small table and set of chairs. They're around the same size as the rooms on the Ipcrest, if a little bit more expensively furnished. You have one each. The other acolytes, Willard's masked figure and the Crusader, and Minoya's tech priest and Vestroyan, soon take their rooms. Dinner will be in a few hours. What would you like to do?
Oh, let's talk to Thalia. If she's still with us.
Thalia has actually gone with Lane towards the Inquisitor housing, but you can try and run and catch her if you like.
I'll catch up for later then if you've been split naturally.
It's more so she's been directed to her room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there will be time.
Yeah.
I'm going to knock on Amelia's door, actually.
Yeah.
So, do you have a minute? Are you? Yeah, I'm assuming the door is closed. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
Could you open the door for me, please?
I said come in.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Why there are so many issues with this party around doors?
You're
I'm like a
respecting some
vampire.
privacies.
I've got to ask for permission before I
You're like
enter.
a bunch of fucking vampires, honestly, yeah.
Can I
never know about my secret plot.
I'm gonna close the door and say, first, do you know if there are any bugs in the room?
A cockroach
Are there
comes
any
out from under the
books
bed.
in the room?
But bugs, like
Bugs.
listening bugs.
I'm not sure.
Give me a
Neither.
security roll to search for bugs.
Both of us?
Yeah, if you're searching.
Security
I'll do Tora
roll.
as well. Tora is hanging and is following behind you.
Oh my god.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's it.
Security,
I failed with-
intellect, or agility wouldn't matter.
I think either. Agility
What do
again
you-
is going to be a quick search. Oh, perfect.
Oh shit. Well, there
Amelia.
you go.
Seems clear.
So did you find it? Because my assumption.
It seems to be clear.
Oh, thank the Emperor. I think I saw a ghost.
What do you mean?
Well, one of the guys we saw earlier, the one with the dark hair there and all that, and the beard. I tried telling Orpheum about this, and I haven't made heads or tails of it, but
Actually, you spoke to me about this as well.
I think you mentioned it offhand a little bit, but you were probably quite drugged up after your surgery.
You like looked for a second and you were like, fuck off, if I remember right.
Well, I think it was, I was like, I don't know how to help you, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's right. I so I saw him.
How is he a ghost?
I don't know. He showed up. He looked different. He was a lot less clothed at the time, but I mean, he showed up in my room in the Ipcress, and he told me not to talk to Lane about it. Oh God, I sound just like Tora. Anyway, the point is that he said he was going to do something, and that to try not to stop him and to not tell Lane about it. But I can't just not tell somebody about it because that's effing nuts.
He's going to do what?
I don't
Something
know.
bad?
He told you to stop him where he's going to go, or to not stop him from whatever path he's about to go.
He's going to go on some kind of path, and that I'm not supposed to stop him, and that Lane would definitely try to stop him if Lane knew about it. But he just, I don't know. I kind of thought I had hallucinated the whole thing, but then here he is.
We do know that the warp is fucky, right? I mean,
yes.
Yeah,
that is the Mechanicus term as well. It's fucky.
Yeah, I know it's fucky, but like
you open the window and go, yeah, shit's fucky out there.
I close the window, just you're letting all the heat out.
I'm not going to be like, oh, you're having mental delusions, we need to get you on medicine. It's like, okay, something may have happened.
You've seen weirder things in your short career with the Inquisition.
Very much so. To be honest with you, it's kind of tame comparatively from what I've experienced on the Upcrest.
I have no idea what he wants to do, or why you, of all people, would have the potential to stop him from doing it.
Yeah. That's exactly it, actually.
And he told explain nothing else but not to do anything.
No, the only other thing is that he knew my name already. That he's met me before.
We do know time is weird.
It's wibbly wobbly or something, right?
You also know that he is a member of the Order Kronos.
True.
The Order Kronos is one of the Orders Minoris, which are smaller Ordos. So you've got the Hereticus, Malus, and Xenos, which you guys are a part of. You've also got some smaller ones which deal with stuff like there's a specific one that deals with Mechanicus. There's a few that deal with uncovering history, this kind of thing. Kronos deals with the warp and time travel.
Right.
Let's not rule out bad intentions, but let's assume good intention.
Yeah.
That don't stop him. He didn't say don't observe.
That. Oh. Okay.
So keeping an eye on this person is not hindering whatever he might be doing.
I hope not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll try and. There's one thing I do know how to do is keep an eye on things. But then I also lost him too, so maybe I'm not so good at it. With my special eyes. They call me farsighted for a reason. I have to wear spectacles. How dare you? I think I just need to get that off my chest. Because that was really weird. And I think if I do that again with our family, he's probably going to he's going to light candles again, and I can't have that in the room.
Flash
I can't use my shower. It reminds me.
I your back with what symbols? What are they called?
No, he did that for another thing that came out of the war. That was something different.
He waxed his bags with purity seals.
I like the idea.
He didn't wax my back. He put purity seals on my back with wax.
I assume they got taken off at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Maybe.
I like
my shirt is really itchy.
I like the idea that our family's walked into this like plush inquisitorial room and just gone, okay, and just pulls out loads of candles from his bag and like puts them on the desk and starts lighting.
He keeps making return trips over from the fucking confession chamber.
He actually brought a briefcase with him, and he's currently working on Lang's Sanguinala present in the other room.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have anything on us that we could easily bug somebody else with. Like, we're not just gonna be able to grab. So it's gonna have to literally be eyesight.
You could take one of my ears off. I think that's digital now.
Wireless.
You can still take it off though.
Yeah.
So yeah, just then
Just a really long wire.
I'll keep myself aware of his presence as you do as well, and if we see anything that seems bad, we'll have a talk then.
Okay. Yeah. No. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
For me?
Sure.
Are you in the room?
No.
Yeah. Did you join in? Okay.
You just pop up like,
Sorry,
"Oh,
I know,
for me?"
your head is on the doorway. Like, hey guys, heard you talking.
Or Samuel opens the wardrobe he was hiding in.
Yeah.
This isn't the confession chamber.
How did I get here?
Not potentially as serious, but
Yeah.
What are you going to present Lane with for Sanguinala?
For Sangu. Oh, yeah, Sanguinala, right. I've already got his gift already. It's just what are you thinking? What do you think about?
I'm not sure. What do you get your boss, whose money you spend?
I was gonna buy him a mug that says "World's #1 Best Inquisitor," but I don't think they sell that in.
The one Inquisitor's like crossed out.
You can have already got this gift for him. You would have gotten it.
Oh no,
in the
absolutely.
previous year, but Lothar just forgotten all this time.
I think Lothar's got something. He just he wants to see if this isn't going to be any good, basically. Yeah, I mean, I had made something for him a while back. It's helps pass the time kind of thing. What you're thinking of ideas though? What you got so far?
That would be spoiling.
Yeah, but I'm not Lane.
Like how you ask him what he's getting, then when he asks back, he's like, "No, I'm not gonna tell you."
That's what I do.
Fine.
I was like asking your brother what you're getting Mum for Mother's Day,
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, I don't know yet. What are you getting?" I'm not telling you.
Hey, all right, fine. If you gotta know, I spent a lot of time when we were back on Scarbent, and I had carved him something. Okay. It took a while, and I might have messed up the blade actually on my machete a little bit, but I carved him something. He's probably going to keep it on his desk up until he ignites it or something. So
Sounds
he's
shit.
looking at you with expectant eyes.
He walks past through his room.
Yeah.
He hears it the whole way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how embarrassing.
Sounds interesting.
Right. So
Oh, I got company.
it's me. I'm in your room. I don't. Why?
I got the dog.
Fimo does this
Mom.
too. Is he looks away from me, and I don't get why this is. It's like people don't want to talk to me. No, I know. I'm just.
He's got a virus.
Well, yeah, just well.
Is it me? Oh, right. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, right. Company's still there. I just
Flash to a Famio in his room, and he sees
Right.
this wax
Go for
dripping below his feet, below a table, and this big chest, which is somehow bigger than the briefcase he brought, is just getting closed slowly with latches and a combination lock.
Oh no. It's like glowing like the briefcase in fiction.
Yeah.
It's too pure. It's too holy. Oh, God's sake.
Jesus.
Lovely.
I love it.
Just to finish the thought, I've been working on things in the lab. You'll see.
Did you grow him a body part?
I was just thinking you'd grown him some hair. I shouldn't make myself laugh like this.
He grew him
Blade and the storyteller needs some, right?
No, seriously, did you grow him a body part?
No.
Oh, well then
enjoy another penis.
have you ever wanted a second asshole? The shit twice as fast.
Assuming he doesn't already have a second one.
Yeah,
That's a very good point. Would you like a third?
he's a very specific mutant.
And 6 cheeks.
Oh,
Right.
God.
I'm a little. Well, I guess I'm not so worried. For the most part, you do more like techy sort of stuff. I think so. Huh. Well, who knows? I guess we'll see. I'll keep thinking of other ideas and stuff, though. It doesn't sound like you're too keen on the one you've got. You think you won't like it?
Yeah. No, I think he'll like it.
Right. Well, yeah, he's pretty in on that. All right. Well, thanks for letting me take a minute with you. I'll let you get back to, I assume, resting or I don't know, prayer. Do you guys do the? Never mind. Have a good night, and I'm gonna start walking out the door.
Give a small wave as you leave, and
Sure.
suppose we're just return to my luggage, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we'd have some
you
things
unpack
with
your
us.
things.
Yeah.
Basically, if it's small and in your room, you can bring it with you. So,
Do you have
after-
weapons with us?
yes, you do have your weapons with you.
Oh, cool.
Good luck using them, because
My weapons are always with me.
I quick save the game.
I brought the guns.
Code unlimited ammo.
Hold on, I'm gonna type this into the chat. IDDQD
Open terminal,
for God
turn
mode. There we
enemy
go.
all.
How many bolter shots to take
No
out
clip
a
on.
ship?
Dog mode for God mode. There we go.
You've done it. You guys have completed Dark Heresy. I'm so glad we
Hell
ended
yeah.
the campaign like this. After I think an hour of just chilling out, vibing, and keeping it tight in your room, you hear a knock in unison at your doors.
Come
That
in.
was a really loud knock.
I'll
Yes.
come to the door and open it this time.
As you open the door, Emilia, you find there is a hooded figure carrying a platter. A large salmon has been pan-seared and is served with some lemons and glazed with honey. A selection of wines are also available in your room. As the others eventually get to the door, because these fuckers aren't coming in, you have the same meal. Where would you like to eat?
I'll take my platter through to Amelia's room with my 2 bottles of wine. I'm already halfway through. So,
It's got a red and a white. It's just
yeah,
He's
exactly.
making rosé in his.
Actually, they're both red. One's
how
is
big
heavy
are
bodied,
these
one's
rooms?
light
Are
bodied.
you talking like
They're
a
about the
big
size of the
suite,
ones.
or is this the same sort of cubicle space we have on the Ipcrest?
So you've each got your own room, but it's slightly larger, and you've got your own like dining space in it, which you don't really have on the Ipcrest. So there is enough room for like all 4 of you to sit down at a table together.
Okay.
All 3 of us. Torres in hospital.
Tora walks in. He's already halfway through a can. You didn't find any cans of beer in your room, so you assume he's brought them with him. And he sits down not on the table, but on the chairs next to the table.
It's so good to see you, Tora.
Yeah, g'day.
I see
Are
you're
you okay?
interrogating your salmon.
Oh shit, my food! And he runs back to his room, grabs his fish, and he
Do you
comes
think
back.
that
and
maybe
this
he spends too much time with Lane and starts to sound like him a little bit?
Yeah.
I'll have, sat down at my table with my dinner and wine in a glass, lit a candle, have a book out, as I guess where family will come.
I don't knock on the door. I just bang open the door. I walk, because I'm like holding the platter and like my 2 bottles of wine in like one hand. I can kind of walk backwards through it, and then I can turn around. Assuming it's a push door, that is.
After hearing that, I'm going to be in the doorway as well with like my last pistol in hand and see that it was just you that kicked down the door.
User entered your channel.
I'd be like, hey, there he is.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing, Nog?
Sorry, I had my phone plugged in the other room.
You're okay, bud.
You okay?
Are you alive?
Yeah, how's your head and body?
And soul.
Oh.
And spirit.
They're fine, I think.
The last message we had from you was, I'm about to fucking die, and I'm working the bar right behind the car right now. I love life, and then
I'll-
radio silence.
I was telling these guys about the Snapchat you sent me earlier, Og, where it was just a complete dark room with like a single light that couldn't even light up anything, and it was just like heavy
No,
dancing beats.
good.
Do you see why we might think that you might have died?
I see where you're coming from.
Right, at least
Nah,
you're
I thought it
here
was
now.
funny.
Mhm.
I don't think you
You're good.
died. I had full faith in you.
I had faith. You're all right.
How do I whisper Warwick that I'm lying to Og?
Just say it out loud. I just filter it out. I can just hear it all back on the recording anyway. Are you okay to play, Og?
Yeah, happy to. I'm just like getting my laptop up and ready and sorted.
No worries.
You could
In that time, I'll brief you on what's happened. Basically, you guys have left the Ipcress. You have headed to the station. I'll quit his beam right back. Just give me a chance to fill you in. You've been introduced to two Inquisitors. You've got the Order Kronos Inquisitor, who appears to be the same gentleman that Lothar saw a little while ago. He appeared in the shower cubicle of his room before disappearing and gave him a brief message. I don't think you were around for that, so you'd probably have to ask Lothar in character. Lothar has expressed that he's seen this guy before. What else has happened? Oh yeah, you've met Inquisitor Minoya as well. She is terrifying and has basically a full army of Adeptus Sororitas with us. And Thalia is quite naturally nervous, given that two of these acolytes of hers kind of beat her up. Yeah, and that's where we got to now. You've each got your own private room. They're about the same size as the ones in the Ipcress, a little bit bigger with a little dining area. And you've just settled in for some dinner of lovely salmon in Immediate's room.
Yeah, well, so actually, only Orfamiel was coming to my room.
I thought Lothar was coming in as well.
He came initially, then.
Oh right.
You know.
Oh, we'll wait for them to get back.
Legally, Lothar's not allowed to eat fish.
He's not. Oh,
I'm just saying. I don't know why everyone's coming to my room.
I think you're the leader of the party, Trox, so it has to be your room.
I'm the face.
You're the face.
Can I
of the
have a
party.
force sword?
Yeah. Well, since you asked so nicely, and I don't run the requisition system, here, look under your bed. There's a force sword.
Oh
Are you
my
a psychic?
God.
Doesn't matter. You got
I'll
it.
treat it better anyway.
Yeah. A force sword, if you're not a psychic, is just a sword, unfortunately.
But it's got force.
Has got force.
I've got a force sword, but I've got a psychic soul as a battery in the hilt of the force sword. It's actually my twin brother.
Oh yeah.
We killed Viridius and turned him
not
into a
dead.
sword.
You've seen him. You literally saw him like a day ago. Like.
Nope. With my tech use and Orfamiel's armor skill, we made a sword.
There we are.
Okay, hello. We're just debating whether we could have killed Viridius and turned him into a force sword for Amelia to use.
I would agree, force sword, but Lane's using it. That's what I think.
That's
personally.
a very Lane thing to kill his acolytes and turn them into weapons.
Oh, absolutely.
God. We were just having a quick chat because is Lothar in Amelia's room for dinner?
So, if if Orfamiel genuinely kicked down the door just now, right? I think that would have freaked.
No, he did like a Fall Guys. He just bounced into the door and it happened to fall over.
like a big jelly boy. I mean, I think that he would have come that way. And he would have been at the door and then realized that, oh, we're just joining each other for dinner. Yeah, I think he would have been like, mind if I pop in too? And he would have waited for the response kind of thing.
Room for one more?
Basically, it's like, ladies.
Well, yeah, as I say, it seems like everyone's inviting themselves anyway, so I put the book down.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna pop in then, I guess, slap the plate down and go, what you reading? As I try to figure out the salmon.
I don't know what books are in the room.
I think you've got various.
War and Peace.
You've got War and Peace. You've got the New Testament. No, I think you've got various kind of standard inquisitorial books. There's nothing that's like forbidden law or anything here. It's mostly like some quite light reading. There's an interesting pamphlet about the history of the station. It seems to have been built some 3 millennia previously. Most of it is just basically a big fuck off listening post. It is officially unaffiliated as well. It's not in a particular branch of the Inquisition.
A fictional book called Inquisitorial Combat, where they have to save our world from the realm of chaos when Shao Kahn comes over.
That sounds eerily similar to the book that I got, actually,
go,
from Lane from last.
It's great. It's all illustrated. It's really fantastic.
Inquisitorial. How did I not see where that was going? That's brilliant. That sounds a lot better than the book. I'm actually a little surprised that that's what you're reading, frankly.
Actually, Amelia has several fiction books on her shelf.
Really?
On a shelf.
Yeah.
At the
Back on the Ipcrest.
Ipcrest, yeah. I think.
I didn't take her for someone who likes fiction.
I also garden and I work with technology and I work in medicine.
Oh, you work in technology? Since when?
The point being, I have a lot of interest.
Well, that's good for high five. That's more than likely going to be unanswered.
I don't
You
give
hear
no
a
thought. I'm
voice
not just
down the
eating away.
hallway.
Yeah, I wrote here there's a series of fantasy epics named The Court of, and then Thorns, Fire, Shadow, and Rain. It does not appear to be finished, though. That she has on the Ipcrest.
Yeah. You gotta have your fiction.
As
you raise your hand for a high five, BGZ, hundreds of kilometers away in the garden, just instinctively slaps something out of the air.
He shatters the plant.
I'm gonna feel like the whiffs through the warp,
psychic.
if you will. Just that was weird.
If you were a psyker, could you give a psychic high five?
Yeah.
I've been told to fear them, so I don't know if I can answer that, but maybe.
But yeah, if
I feel like I
you've
give a psychic high
ever been
five.
in Amelia's room, she has a ton of books.
No, you don't let me in. Why are you talking about yourself in the third person?
I'm not in character.
Oh,
obviously.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I pulled the John.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure you've been in there before. She's got shelves of books, and yes, there's a lot of like biology and stuff like that, and medicine books, but there's a few
some steamy love novels in there, kind of thing.
You're the only one who has a confirmed copy of Erotica.
You're very right. I still have that actually in my backpack. The fucking Delta of Jupiter.
Yep.
Yeah, and the fashion magazine that she showed Thalia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's hidden away though.
Yeah. I don't know. I never thought of you as like. Sorry. I never thought of you as like someone who would read things that weren't real. I guess you seem really grounded. I guess.
Because I'm in the Mechanicus doesn't mean I just bang things with a hammer all day.
Well, no, I imagine you use a wrench sometimes.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. No, I get that.
How often is it do you pray to your the common things machine spirit?
Every day.
Which machine spirit?
On the old, it's the same thing. That's
You mean the Omnissiah?
They are definitely not the same thing as a fork another.
Unless I'm misunderstanding lore, every mechanical things have a machine spirit.
Everything has a machine spirit.
Yeah,
the Omnissiah is the.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Like Shintoism, but
or Famula's wrong.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but I know if I was wrong.
No, absolutely. That's what.
Yeah.
We know. I know you're not.
I know my lore nerds, guys.
But,
actually.
Well, usually before starting a project or during it and ending it, not so much every waking, day or night as you might.
How is it you greet the blessed morning that arrives to us in the morning?
Usually with a stretch and a yawn.
I will never understand how the Emperor abides your kind.
Do
I
you
assume
not?
your contraptions are quite useful, though, at the end of the day.
Let me explain a couple of things. Do you not pray, or did you not appease the machine spirit of your flamer?
God, he's the worst priest.
Machine. I appease the Emperor's holy fire that I'm using to destroy my enemies.
Yep, yeah, that's the Promethean part. I get
Contained
that. But what
within
about the?
machine?
Yeah, there's a machine. Do you really not do that? Is that why you don't use those things?
I use it quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, I've seen you use it once, maybe twice.
I've used it quite a couple of times.
Yeah,
I
few
believe
hours.
I
has
used it.
used it a good bit.
It doesn't double up just because you have two of them.
Quick harsh cut to Dirk Zintler's smouldering body halfway across the segment
right.
at this point.
I was
smaller
to be
ash
fair,
pile than
I
last
wasn't.
time.
Each time you've used it, I haven't been looking at you except for in the
envision-
Necron tomb.
I envision Amelia, even in prayer, seeing it as a more mechanical efficiency thing. I'm praying to make sure the work goes well, not just praying to the god, for worship.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Laszlo.
What?
Laszlo?
My rifle.
No wonder you never made it more than a guardsman.
Excuse you. You
Jesus.
need to put his fork down.
Jesus
Excuse
Christ.
you. I was a part of a special weapons squad. Thank you very much.
Yeah, special, that's right.
Fucking hell,
I
this
was special.
inquisitorial
I
wine.
seem to survive every single one of our encounters for some reason, and I think that's pretty darn special.
I'm just like eating my salmon slower and
Down.
slower, just looking at him like, oh.
Down.
How are you?
This inquisitorial wine's really going to your guys' heads.
Your
It really
mouth is obscured by the mask. How do you do this?
That's
Or
a
Are you
pork.
just shoving it into?
Are you just fucking half bone face eating?
Well, I think we covered this earlier, that whenever I'm eating, I kind of lift it up or something,
Yeah.
or I open it up
So
somehow.
you've basically got a hole behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, could you not chew with your mouth open?
No, actually, I can't.
I'm just envisioning
right.
fucking Ghost Rider sitting at the table eating a fucking sandwich.
That's exactly what I was picturing too. But he's got a little door flap, like where you'd insert the batteries on a
Yeah,
remote.
you hear some slight mechanical whirring whenever I put food into my mouth. Not quite sure exactly what is whirring, but there's something moving back there.
It's a Cuisinart that's in place of your teeth.
You've got cyber tonsils.
You have a paper shredder for.
Cherub that helps you eat.
Thing about me is I can taste whatever I want to taste in every meal. I just turn off my taste, turn it on back. Oh, this grew as steak to me.
I feel like we're learning a lot about each other over this, Salmon. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm still disappointed in you, though.
Had some really good.
Oh
salmon
no,
the
thanks,
other day.
Dad. I'm gonna
You're
keep
welcome,
eating.
son. Then I give him the sign of the Aquila.
I'm gonna pause for a second as you say that, and then continue eating.
So, your first day here, it's very much just this evening. You're free to do anything. Obviously, well, not
No.
anything. You know,
I passed Lothar the book.
Oh, I thought that was a euphemism. I'm sorry.
You could read Inquisitorial Combat.
yeah.
Awesome. I'll you know what? Actually, it's back in my room, but I can give you. I can lend you the copy of Katie and Sniper there.
I lean.
Give me this cum encrusted book.
What do you think I do with this book? I read it.
It was
It
cum
takes a
encrusted
while, but
from
I
the
read it.
person you stole it from.
Oh, no, that's a sad.
didn't steal it from anybody.
Cummies off it.
No, I didn't steal from any. That was the gift I got last year. Oh my god, it's been a year.
Yeah, you guys have now worked for Lane for almost 2. Well, less so in Taurus' case, but 2 years with Lane now, pretty much.
Yeah, I got this from Lane last year. The Katie. So here, hold on a second.
I
I'm
know.
gonna
I
get
was
up.
talking out of character.
Sorry.
About
Right.
the other book that you have.
Fucking Delta of Jupiter, yeah.
Oh, Delta of Jupiter. That one. Okay, yeah, that one I did take from
And that is
a
covered
dead
in
person.
cum.
It is absolute. It is encrusted. Oh,
Like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
that's a horrible visual, and I wish you wouldn't have said that. Because now I'm
Did you
picturing
just
that.
describe the Dead Sea Scrolls as being covered in cum?
No, I described his book as being covered in cum and then looking at it as the Dead Sea Scrolls.
There's a difference.
Not really. They're really stiff.
Salty. So what would you guys like to do in this evening before you all retire for the evening after your long warp travel?
Well,
Unpleasant
as
to lick.
Lothar
Sorry.
gets this new book, I'm going to lean over and say, my favourite part about that book is at the end when Shao Kahn gets defeated by getting his face kicked off. That's pretty good. And I stand up and I drink the rest of my wine, and I walk back to my room.
I can't believe he just did that.
Well, it's still worth the journey getting there.
No, I mean read. I didn't know he could do that.
I
He
taught you to
reads
read.
prayers.
I literally taught you to read like 20 episodes ago.
I know. It still surprises me every day. I can't believe. Yeah, like you know what? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. All right, I'll bring you over Katie in a little bit here if I can find it. I'll have to check my pack. I kind of want to walk around and explore this place a little bit. To be perfectly
Yeah, I'm gonna
honest.
want to find Thalia personally.
Okay. Let's do Lothar's walkabout first. Where would you like to go, Lothar?
Your
So
mom's
I'm sorry. What?
My mum's
What?
house is not on this map, and thus is not
Mobs.
an adventurable location.
Not the Great
I
Hole.
wonder what a
Oh,
lot of
yes,
these
great.
things are.
Well, weapons testing is where they test weapons.
Censorium?
3 cents things.
Like
The vibe
what?
check.
Genuinely, honest to God, it's.
Is it
it's
like the
exact-
5 cents commercials? Are we going to be blasted up into the
It's
sky?
it's everyone
and-
chewing 5 gum
Yeah,
and
exactly.
leaping through a door.
You guys are the fucking worst. I'll tell you what.
That's how you get into the Censorium. It's just one big hole in the
it-
door. You've got to jump into it.
What's that thing? Was it a Klondike bar? Like,
Yeah.
I eat a Klondike bar. I'm on top of a mountain.
Yeah. So where would you like to go, Lothar?
So I think first off, obviously we have a copy of this map, so we know exactly where each of these different things are.
This is all on
Or-
the data slates.
Okay. I feel like what I would be doing is just like generally walking. I think I would want to try and take a peek into weapons testing, but like
Okay.
I'd like to try and get familiar with the whole place if I could.
Sure, you take a
So-
wee little poke at your head into weapons testing.
Is this where we're starting from, by the
So
way?
you are
No,
over
we're over in
here.
retinue housing.
Oh, okay.
General housing was where the sororitas and stormtroopers were taken. So you quickly stick your head into weapons testing. It seems to be a combination of a gym, a firing range, and a test lab in separate rooms. Here it looks like the Inquisition can test several weapons and maintain their fitness. There's no weapons stored here, but there is like a firing range with moving targets.
Oh, interesting that they keep this here. Okay. I just kind of generally poking my head in, seeing kind of what they got. You know,
There's a few of the menials who are walking around still. They don't really react to your presence. So now and then they'll stop and let you pass. Some of them are carrying trays of much nicer looking food towards the Inquisitorial holdings. Not that yours wasn't nice, but you know theirs is absolutely nicer.
Off the bed. Down, down, down. Thank you. Sorry.
That's all right.
no, it's okay. In a little bit, Tora, I will.
But yeah, where else would you like to go, Lothar?
I think after that, just walking towards, I guess, the Censorium and peeking my head down towards Astropathica, but
Okay.
once recognizing what that is, walking back.
Yeah, it very much looks quite similar to the other Astropath's quarters you encountered on the Ipcrest last time. The Censorium, this actually seems to be open and working. This is a huge room containing cogitator after cogitator processing the station's listening devices. Most of what is here is directed towards the eastern fringe and all the Tau homeworlds. There we have various hooded menials sort of hunched over various listening devices. Now and then one of them moves south towards the data store or towards the cryptologist quarters.
Okay. Not what I thought of when I saw Censorium on the map. Fair. Cool. Right. I guess he'll just keep on kind of walking. He's going to try and steer clear of cryptography and data store because probably wouldn't be allowed to be in there. Is my assumption. Just amble towards the audience chamber and see if there's anybody still in there, and if I can try and sneak through there towards other parts of the station. Then.
Okay. This is open. It's the same room that you started in, really. Other than a servitor who was kind of cleaning up some of the dirt from people walking in. He's got like a roller thing on his arms as he's going along. But yeah, it appears to be completely empty in here. This is probably one of the biggest rooms here. It's a very, very high ceiling on it. But yeah, looks clear.
Jesus, this place is huge. He's going to offer an apology to servitor as he's walking towards the Great Hall to try and see what the gardens are about.
So yeah, the Great Hall. So as you approach the Great Hall, one of these menials raises a hand to stop you from entering.
Oh,
High five.
yeah, good call. Yeah, I'm gonna place my hand on his hand very slowly and gently.
The menial, as they raise their head at you, they are a human. They are a sort of fairly ordinary looking human who just kind of furrows their brow at you, and seems confused as to why you did that.
Was that not where? Oh, I'm sorry. So we can't go. We can't go in there.
They shake their head and seem to make a sign with their hands that indicates they point at where a chronograph would be on your wrist, and then point forward like one movement. If you can see what I'm doing with my hand, which is really great for the listeners at home.
Right. So I cannot go to the gardens at all.
Callum
Oh,
Walker
okay. You're
puts his
shaking your
hand
head
onto
no.
his wrist and makes a semicircular movement across where a watch would normally be.
Thank you.
Ah, I see. So later, right?
They nod their head.
Later. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you. Right. Take care. And he's gonna turn back and say, "Man, one place that has a garden on here." He's gonna keep walking back through. I think he's just gonna be ambling about the station
Okay.
just in general here.
Orfamiel, you know that Thalia is towards the Inquisitorial housing. Where would you like to go?
I go towards the Inquisitorial housing.
Cool. There is a couple of stormtroopers here who are posted up outside. But yeah, you go in. It's laid out in a similar way to yours. However, there are 4 apartments here. You're not particularly sure which one Lane is in. There are 2 doors to your left and 2 doors to your right.
What would Orfamiel do? That's the question. So looking on the outside, there's no kind of signs or any things on the door saying.
Does not appear to be.
Ah, yeah, Orfamiel would definitely ask. Okay, he walks over to one of the
The
storm.
menials walking past. Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm looking for my Lord Inquisitor's residence.
He nods and then points towards the first door on your left.
Thank you very much.
Nods.
May the God Emperor protect.
Yeah.
I go to the door and I do a double knock, then
Cool.
triple knock, then another double knock.
You have the exact same knock come back in response. Then Lane opens the door. Orfamiel, how's it going?
How's it going, my Lord Inquisitor? I was wondering if
Correct.
Thalia was here with you.
Oh yeah, sure. We're just having dinner.
Do you mind if I came in?
Yeah, no worries. And then he.
Does it look like a romantic dinner?
Absolutely not. There are some candles lit, and that's about the length of it. So Lane's room is far more spacious than yours. If yours were like plush apartments, Lane's is the penthouse. Sorry,
What's
there's a
the
bit
square
of
footage?
microphone. Is that from testing? Nah, I don't know. Maybe that was just in
What's
my
that?
ears. I'm sorry, I thought I heard a weird microphone feedback. I think that was me.
Do you want me to pull some headphones out? And...
No. I think it was honestly just on my end. So yeah, if yours were simple plush apartments, Lane's is the penthouse. There is a lavish dining area, a roaring hearth, and the rich 4-poster bed, all at the height of imperial finery. You also see there is a small side room attached, which you imagine is where Thalia is sleeping. On his grand table is a fantastic roast dinner. Some kind of elaborate 3-course meal is in the process of being consumed. They seem to be about 3/4 of the way through the main. Thalia kind of gives you a gentle smile as you come in. They kind of sat opposite ends of the table.
My face doesn't smile back.
But yeah, Lane, there's plenty of seats here. Like you could fit 10 people at this table, but Lane and Thalia are kind of sat either end of it.
Hello, Thalia. I just wanted to come check in on you. You seemed a little bit jaded, so to say, previously in the audience chamber.
I'm fine. she says, and she kind of gives you a quick glance towards Lane and then back at you.
Okay. Understandable. Just thought I'd check on. I was just going to stretch my legs and have a little bit of a walk around, and thought I'd check in while I was in this part of the, your neck of the woods, so to say. Ha 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 ha.
That's very
That's like a
funny.
really robotic laugh.
Ha, ha,
Ha 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 ha.
I appreciate you checking up on me, your family. Thank you.
So, what are you guys eating then? And I bring a seat and I scooch over closer to their meal.
Cool. Lane's like, oh mate, you would not believe this. And he goes over the main. He has some lovely foie gras, which is gone. But this roast dinner, it is a elaborate kind of slow roasted grox meat that is then shredded, and there's a lovely sort of garnish on it. It is fantastic. And then at the end of the table is a big bowl of fucking ice cream.
Oh,
Can we circle back to how you said foie gras?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm too working class.
foie gras.
I just know it's fancy.
Bowie grass.
Foie gras.
False grass.
I also don't think Lane knows how to pronounce it, more importantly.
Oh. Well, family starts digging in. He's like, "Oh, this is delicious, Lane.
Right.
Oh, this is a lot better than the salmon I had earlier."
Right. Are you digging into Lane's meal, Thalia's meal, or the ice cream at the end?
Oh, I thought it was kind of like there was a big roast in the middle and everybody had like a little plate and they were just like pulling
No.
stuff off it.
I thought you just grabbed some food from your Inquisitor's plate.
That's what a
Wait, so
power
is there not
move.
like a shared roast like in the middle that this?
No, it's roast on each plate.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll have some ice cream.
Retcon. Yeah, you just go down the end. There's another chair down there. Do you serve yourself up a bowl, or do you just eat it straight out the?
No, I serve myself up a bowl. I'm a man of the cloth. Of course, I use a bowl.
That's good. This is up. Probably good. That's
where you draw the line.
Like as a
Savage
good, I say.
animal if he doesn't use the bowl.
I'd kill a child, but I wouldn't eat ice cream from the main bowl. It's mad.
Oh,
I wouldn't double dip.
Come on. It's all about respecting who you're with. Yeah.
Oh dear.
As I do it though, like this is before I bite in, I bow my head and say, "Dearest Emperor, God Emperor, guide us in these trying times. Thank you for this bountiful feast you're giving to us in these, in this new place surrounded by new friends."
Thalia and Lane both give the sign of Aquila. Lane's is quite awkward, so he's still got like a fork in his hand, and he's like, "Oh fuck." But yeah, you have some lovely ice cream. Thalia is not too talkative, and Lane doesn't seem to mind that and is enjoying his food.
So, Lane, how's it going so far? I see you knew that other Inquisitor quite well. Childhood friends?
Well, would you believe it? One of my old acolytes.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So some of them are actually successful than us?
Well, yes.
Aww. Aww.
I jest. I know we're your favourites.
Yeah, and then he kind of looks at Thalia in a look that you don't quite see.
So how do you think it's going to go then? Do you think we're going to be good?
I think it all depends on whether or not we're able to get the evidence from the vid feeds. We've got it being live streamed to our data slates, and he pulls out his own data slate and he kind of flicks through the 3 screens. The tomb looks as it was previously. Says as soon as there's any movement here outside of the ordinary, I'll let you all know. But,
Any ghost orbs?
There's it does look to be freezing temperatures down there.
Oh shit.
He starts yelling at it, "Give me a sign!" But no, nothing happens.
A lone Necron scarab just comes, slithers over the floor, and just goes into
just-
some other.
With a ghost box in hand.
Instead
Yeah.
of necrophobia, whatever exactly word it is.
Thalia notes something down there.
Necronphobia.
I'd say necrophobia. Yeah,
That's just Fear of the Dead, isn't it? Anyway,
yeah, it would be something
yeah,
like that.
the vid screen is pretty empty. It is as you left it. Again, it's not audio. It's just kind of like a quite grainy color image.
Well, in that case, I suppose I'll love you, Navy. I don't want you, overstay my welcome, so to say. I'm sure you have plenty of important inquisitorial work to be up to and doing with. Same as myself, actually, apart from I don't, but I might do one day. Are you aware if there's any Ordo Malleus Inquisitors joining us here?
Afraid not. It is just us 3 and the Inquisitor on trial.
Very good, very good. Oh, so long.
You weren't thinking
Thalia.
of handing in your CV, were you?
No, I was just curious to see if there's any further banishers to discuss experiences with and always good to learn and talk and maybe see somebody that doesn't have the face melted off.
That is the right answer. Have a good evening, or farewell.
And then I'll just turn on my. I'll have like one more bit of ice cream to like, finish off the bowl, and I'll just turn and leave.
You've eaten the whole bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just kept like as I was talking, I just kept feeding more and more into my bowl, and then eating from my bowl. Like as I leave, I'll like give Thalia like a wee nod.
As the door closes, you hear Lane say something about, well, he is a growing lad after all. What's going back on in other people's rooms? What's Tora? Lothar's going for his wander. What's Amelia and Tora doing? If anything, they could be resting.
Tora's inspecting the toilet.
Give me a security roll.
Oh God. Scrutiny or security?
Security. You're checking an area secure. This is. You do not know whether or not there are toilet squads in this plumbing.
Barely know if there's a toilet.
Yeah. You realise you were looking at the sink.
It's the bidet.
Yeah. Only later it's got the day.
My target
fair.
is a 7.
What were you rolling it under?
Do it under intelligence or agility?
Oh. Can I roll again? With agility, it doesn't matter. That's like an 87.
Either way, it's not doing well. Okay. But yeah, you do not know whether or not there are toilet squads. It is a Schrodinger's squat situation.
Are you smart enough to find toilet squat, or are you agile enough to pick one out if it's there?
No, Jerry, fuck off, cunt. Hello.
I think for Amelia, she's gonna take a look around. The audience chamber is where the trial will be held, right?
That is true, yeah.
Aww.
Kind of get an idea of what, where we're gonna be the next day.
Yeah. I think you wander, you have a quick look down there. I think you kind of probably bump into Lothar on the way, as you're passing in his weird wanderings.
Oh, hey. What's
Where
got
were
you
you
out
off
about?
to?
Oh, that's awkward. Just out and about. I tried to find. I pull up on the data slate I got. I tried to go to the gardens, but they told me I couldn't.
Why is that?
You know what? He's a man of few words. He didn't really tell me very much. He just said no go to wait until later, which makes me think that they're waiting for all the plants to grow in there or something. I don't know.
God,
They
the
give
machine
you a
broke.
time?
The garden machine broke. What's that?
Did they give you a time?
No, they just told me later. Oh, those jerks. No, they didn't tell me a time. They probably weren't going to tell me much of anything. It was more of a yes/no kind of a questionnaire thing from them rather than a
didn't
multiple
ask.
choice. No. Look, you get ingrained into you that you follow orders, right? So I guess it's how it is.
Amelia starts to take a step and just, I'm going to see where we will be tomorrow.
All right. Well, I hope you really find it.
You head to the audience chamber. It is as you left it. However, the servitors finishes cleaning up. It is pristine in here. You were the only person here, and you feel dwarfed by the scale of it. There is, however, you notice a couple of vid screens that are set into the ceiling, enough so that someone could present something to the whole chamber at once.
And there's like a podium and like a place for the person to be on trial and stuff.
Yeah, so it looks like that would happen on the central pit in the middle. There's like a sort of ring, and then there are 3 thrones, you realise, up on one of the sides, which you imagine is for obviously.
Where would
yourself,
somebody go
Tora,
if they were presenting information or whatever?
Probably in the middle.
Well, yeah, like obviously someone of ourselves, not an actual Inquisitor.
It would probably be in the middle.
Just this circle in the middle, just stand in sort of thing. Yeah.
That's where you have the whole audience's attention.
So then Amelia is gonna kind of stand there and kind of take it in and think about what if I have to say something? What will I say?
Have a good think.
Yeah.
Lovely. So I think that's what you will get up to in your evening. And yeah, let me just scroll. So you're all woken by the same knocking upon your door. Breakfast is served. It is dark roast recaf with pancakes. It's brought to your chambers by the same hooded servants. You remember Lane mentioned that the trial would begin today.
Thank you very much. Then, wait, but today's not the day of the ball. The ball's
The ball is the day after today.
Yeah.
So I think there is feedback of us coming through.
For Og, yeah.
So,
Sure. Right,
let's
let
pop
me.
headphones in, Og. Sorry. It's just I don't want to ruin the recording for our fans.
All
one of them.
2 of them.
I might send it to my mum. Who knows?
I listen to it on my walk to university.
It's good. Yeah.
It takes up a lot of battery because it's on YouTube though, and I have to like keep it on in my pocket.
Yeah,
But it's fine
can
because
you
I just
upload
charge
it
it.
to my favorite podcast app?
That's true.
The cast.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more.
I'm
Even
gonna.
just scrolling through Twitter, eat up like my shit from 100 to 70% after an hour.
I'm just gonna make sure it's
Jeez.
got the most like fucking 4K video going on at the same time. You know, rather than just a meme image. I find.
I love it. Right. So I guess Lothar would then take the pancakes, give a nod and say thanks, and pop it over to his own table as he's still a little bit groggy from the night before. Chow down and then try and get dressed up in his sort of best, but like not his ceremonial thing. His
Got one nice sock, but not
his
two nice
his,
socks.
his class A's rather
Yep,
than his formal wear. Let's put it that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys would like to do for breakfast? During breakfast?
I'll just I'll polish my armor and I'll make sure it all fits quite nicely so that I'm tip-top shape.
You have put
Yeah.
on some weight. No, you're
Oh,
absolutely looking fine. It
I
shines.
do 100 crunches, 100 press-ups, 100 pull-ups, 100 sit-ups. Then do 100 laps around my room.
It shines brilliantly, almost as bright as your head.
At about lap 30, I'm going to knock on your door and remind you, say, hey, there's treadmills in the weapons testing.
If you open up the door, there's heat, pure unadulterated heat and sweat filter
Smells
out.
It smells like heat, sweat, candles, and baby oil in here. I'm just, all right. Yeah, well, never mind. I'm going to close your door and get back to what I was doing then.
That's all I found. Actually, he puts on some new purity seals, like fresh red wax.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
Yeah. Is there anything we ought to be doing? I guess
Up
is
to
the other
you.
question.
Your goal here is to basically don't embarrass Lane.
That usually means we should not talk, I've noticed.
But we
The
also
less we
supposed
do
to
that, the
gain
less we...
people's favor. I don't think we can just walk around with breakfast table looking for somebody to talk though. But perhaps after breakfast.
I feel like there'll be networking after the actual
Well, when
Audience,
is it?
yeah.
sentencing.
Coming up soon.
Yeah.
Next chunk of time here, it should be.
You know it's
Right, it's today,
happening
but
today. Let's say
morning,
it starts
evening.
at 10 a.m. and it's currently 8 a.m. What's that whistling?
What's that?
It sounds like
that
Og
Og breathing.
It sounds like Tora is still sleeping.
Sorry.
Hi, friend.
Sorry, fuck me.
You're okay, buddy.
I'll try to fiddle with my sensitivity.
Sorry.
You're okay, bud.
I'm offended.
Gotcha. Well, that's sorted. I think, unless Tora wants to do anything. Although I know he's going through settings and stuff right now.
Yeah.
Save channel password. No, what? Voice mode.
I think at this point, then, Lothar is going to hop out of the room. He's got these green, like light green Class A's that he's wearing. He's got a little Aquila on his piece here. He's got a little special weapons bar here and a couple of other little medals and stuff like that. Little things he's won. And he will have
Polished them?
shaved. Oh, absolutely polished. absolutely.
Amelia's
Um,
gonna knock on your door.
Come in, and I'm still going to be adjusting myself, kind of at the little mirror
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa, whoa! We don't need to hear that. Hell,
This is a
So-
Christian team speak.
Well,
Come in.
so have you? Yeah, should come in, close the door, and so have you observed anything?
Well, so far I've observed that these awards have gotten way more tarnished than I realized. As far as anything around the station, no. To be honest with you, I didn't even see the guy, but he's probably in with the Inquisitors there, right? So, I think so.
He's like us, isn't he?
Wait,
He's an
Is it
acolyte,
maybe?
right?
yeah.
No,
Oh,
No,
Is he not?
no.
He's not. I don't think, is he?
He used to be one of Lane's acolytes, and he's now a full-blown Inquisitor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
My bad.
you know, far as I know, he should be in with the Inquisitors there. I'm gonna put my. He's gonna flop his hands on his sides. You think this looks all right?
What are you wearing?
He's gonna be having like green class A's, so they're gonna be like a generally a nice like tailored jacket, sort of, because it's a guard, so he had to kind of finagle it. He's got a little Aquila on the left breast pocket here, and he's got a couple of little like badges and awards, little trinkets really from where he's back from in Houston. He's got polished shoes to a black sheen, and it kind of looks like this thing just came out fresh pressed.
Amelia won't say anything. She's gonna step forward and adjust a misbuttoned button.
I always forget that one. Thanks. Right.
Aw,
I always
such
miss
a
that one.
sweetie.
My heart's
a
just
big-
grown 3 sizes.
Oh,
Mine has.
yeah, no.
Actually,
I just,
yeah, looks good.
I don't know. Compared to some of the other folks here and their retinues and all that, I'm kind of hoping I'm
Amelia's still in her
fitting the bill, you know?
You know,
It's what? Sorry.
I
Say
said
again?
Amelia would still be in her robes and whatnot. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a little bit of time before. You said it was in the evening, right? Or did I
It's
miss it?
11 a.m. It's currently
Yeah.
around 8.
No,
Should be in the next 2 or 3 hours.
The actual thing that we have to go to.
The
Yeah,
trial?
2 or 3 hours.
The
The trial, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be in the next, I guess, couple hours or so. Yeah. I Man, Lane's putting a lot of faith on us, isn't he?
Trial, we simply have to listen. That's his business, not ours.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm kind of worried about what's happening after that.
Well, right now we need to get the video evidence first.
Right. Yeah, that too. Just the talking to people piece of this. It's going to be not what I'm built for, you know. So,
You are built differently.
you know, I've been told that actually.
differently. You're built differently.
I've been told that I'm built differently. Yeah,
Run
Yeah,
Ralph
everybody
arm,
usually
scratch your
does
head in confusion.
that sounds familiar. Well, I guess, yeah, but I don't know. Better to be a utility knife, though, right? Fit in everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose. Or
Yes.
specialize in something.
Well, yeah. Hopefully we should be good. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something there. Sorry.
I said, well, right now I think take a walk around, maybe find your friend, what he's up to.
Right. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Yeah, I'll see if I can find him, and I'm just gonna. He's gonna look back at the mirror. So I'm just gonna check a couple of things first, real quick. And he's gonna go back to polishing one of the buttons.
Yeah, then Amelia will leave and head off on her own, taking a walk around to see if she happens to find him, but also checking through the Great Hall since it is later.
Once again, there appears to be the same menial who is there. However, a sign has been added to the door that says "Closed until the Great Ball."
Okay.
They kind of
I
gesture
read
at
the
it.
sign. I nod and
I missed the fucking sign.
Or was the sign just not there before?
I'd prefer the former to the latter in this one.
I saw the sign.
I don't think Lofar can legally read.
He's
I'm sure
farsighted. What am I trying to tell you this whole time?
I'm
I
sure
thought-
technically he
Which
can
means you're
read.
near-
Legally,
I taught
he's
him.
just not
We
allowed
spent-
to.
I'm sure I spent time teaching him, like in one of the
You did.
sessions or something like that.
Lothar's needed glasses for the majority of this campaign.
Whenever he looks through a sniper scope, he can actually finally see properly. That's why he gets sniped.
That's exactly why he's farsighted. It was a diagnosis from the doctor. He thought it was a cool name.
Just do what I do and upgrade your eyes.
That's heresy in his eyes. Literally.
Can I get an inquiry roll from you, please, Amelia, to work out where Inquisitor Willem's gone?
I'm not talking to people though.
Oh, okay.
I'm like I said, I'm kind of just walking around because I don't want to bring up his name specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, I'm looking for the Inquisitor, which is about this big.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
feel
exactly
like,
like
that'd be
this
weird.
guy.
That would bring suspicion on me.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna say you start to wander around a bit. Whilst you're walking, is there anything anyone else would like to do before the trial begins?
I'm gonna see if I can. I won't go into the engine room, but I'll walk past the Inquisitor house and again see if Thalia is outside, aka Solo. Don't expect it to be, but just in case.
She doesn't appear to be. You hear Lane ranting about something in his room.
I'll keep walking.
Cool. Where would you like to go?
Goddamn toilet.
Actually, I want to go to the weapons testing.
Okay, cool.
Who keeps putting grenades in the toilet? I swear to God.
No. So you
Just
head
2 steps away from
to,
Inquisitor to see an explosion behind me.
you head to the weapons testing. Again, it's like a combination gym, firing range, and test lab. A range with some moving targets, but it's it's very utilitarian here.
In the gym, is there any kind of wrestling mat?
I think there's probably a wrestling mat.
Is there anybody training currently on a wrestling mat?
There is no one currently training.
Ah, damn, never mind then. I was going to try as another acolyte and do like a feat of strength. But if they're not there, I'm not going to. I'm not just going to go to the wrestling room and like call out somebody for no reason and be like, "Oh, you."
You look like you need a wrestling.
Yeah,
Go to the
exactly.
retinue room.
Never mind. That'll be me. Done my stuff
cool.
then. That'll be.
Lovely, Amelia. I think after a bit of wandering around, I think you probably head towards the general housing after a bit of a walk. Here it is. These are like regimented blocks, which are more akin to like military barracks than proper quarters. There's enough room for a small army here. Lane stormtroopers and Minoy sororitas are taking up a few of the rooms. There's a few stormtroopers who kind of nod at you as you pass. You don't really recognise them much, but well, most of the time you see them, they've got full face helmets with respirators on.
Yeah.
But they know who you are. Eventually, you get to the chapel. This is small but well decorated. It's just got a golden aquila at one end. There are several sisters of battle sitting in quiet prayer, fingering their rosaries, and
Fortunate words. Carry on.
Excuse me?
That's the term.
Yes, it is.
It is
Yeah.
the term.
Mine went.
What were you thinking about, Catholic?
Dirty, dirty boy.
I was thinking about the Lord.
Amen to that.
Believe it or not.
I was
Straight
not
to
thinking about
jail.
Lords.
But however, in this room you find Inquisitor Willem, who's sat there, and he appears to be looking at a data slate. He has not noticed you coming in.
I want to kind of stand at the back then, behind like the final pew, and legitimately make a prayer, but also kind of not eyes down. I'm kind of looking ahead and observing what's going on, while also just kind of making a general prayer of hoping things go well, taking
Okay.
Ophamuel's advice.
Is this a prayer to the Omnissiah, or is it a prayer to the Emperor?
Ooh.
I think I see them both as the same facets of the
That's
same
the correct
being.
answer. The Emperor is is a manifestation of the Omnissiah.
You get
But so
advantage
I
on your
would pray
rolls.
to the Omnissiah when it's more work-related, machine-related. I'd pray to the Emperor when
Yeah.
not. So this would be to the Emperor then to
Once
make
for
if you need
business,
to make
once
this.
for pleasure.
Yeah.
Lovely.
She is
Hackles.
nervous about oh my god.
Oh,
I want to
I've-
say my own name for some reason.
I've accidentally closed down Roll20. Let me bring it back before the campaign.
Oh, we won.
If the DM's not
We
back in 10
killed
minutes, you
him.
can leave.
Legally.
Legally, we win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. It's back. It's back. It's fine. Don't worry.
Why can't I remember the tech priest's
Avila?
name? Avila.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I think you.
She's genuinely worried about what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
So praying for like guidance or
Yeah.
that things go well.
I think you do a good prayer.
Is Crusade canon, by the way?
Crusade. So
Oh.
here's the thing. So Cusin exists. Avila has been on Cusin. This is set, I imagine, like 15, 20 years afterwards. However, you don't know what Cusin is. Only Lothar knows what Cusin is. The only mention of Cusin was that BGZ was at Cusin.
Which
But is it
Lothar has no idea still why BGZ mentioned that. He doesn't know that there's been anything happening on Cusin.
He has not heard from there since he left like 15, 20 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we've always said that like Lothar was in the first shipment of Guard who left, leaving
Yeah.
all the PDF behind. Yeah.
But I'm trying to ask, is the battle we had last weekend canon in this universe?
As in Avila got
Has Avila having a battle scar from some mysterious metallic object?
that is certainly possible. Would you know it on someone who's mostly cybernetic?
I don't know. I just want it for my own personal glory.
Yes. You're affecting the canon of another game. Yeah, I think time passes, and I think it gets around, say, 11:15, and I think Willem kind of shuts down his data slate, pockets it, and he just kind of bumps into you as he's leaving, Amelia, and he goes, "Oh, Amelia, wasn't it?"
I give a short, small bounce, Inquisitor, of course.
Acolytes.
Yeah.
It's brilliant as well there. It was good to see you. Anyway, I'm heading to the trial. Will you be joining us?
Yeah, I think I will.
Brilliant. And then he kind of gestures to the other door in the chapel leading straight towards the audience chamber. And as you walk, he says, "So, how are you finding Lane?"
He's interesting.
Grouchy?
But I think we all work well together.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heart underneath there. You just have to kind of dig away at him.
Well, you know how it is. We only get to speak to him every once in a while. Takes some time to chip away and get to know somebody.
He laughs and says, "Yes, don't I know?" Anyway, and you've arrived at the audience chamber. A lot of people have started to file into here. Are the rest of the party getting in here as well?
I'll be there already.
Family's
Yeah.
sat there. He's got popcorn.
As
Yeah.
will I, and I'll be standing at attention.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll be sat next to each other like bros.
Okay, cool. There are chairs. So
Imagine getting like a kernel stuck in your throat
During the trial.
It would eventually pop from the amount of heat the engines make.
So
By the way, have you tried sitting down with an eviscerator on your back? It's next to impossible.
yeah, so you put
don't
it
know
on a
why you
seat
brought
behind
that.
you. The audience chamber begins to fill up. It's not full by any means. You could host like 500 people in here. But Lane is here, Manoia here, and as is Willem, who soon takes his seat. So inside the audience chamber, the three inquisitors sit on their thrones, raised above the other more mundane chairs surrounding the central circle. Lane gives you, I imagine you guys are sitting together. It'd be a bit weird if you weren't. Lane gives you all a subtle wave as you enter, but soon gets back to his discussions with the other inquisitors. From their body language, it looks like Manoia is kind of leading things. around the chamber, several others sit. You see a great many of the hooded menials, 10 sitting in front of the Inquisitor's augmented scribe fingers, inputting everything said 10 times into record. 12 stormtroopers and sisters of battle are arranged equidistant around the central circle. You spot Thalia sat near the back of the chamber, quiet.
Tora would like to wink at Thalia.
She does not notice it. Next to her is Janet from HR, typing endlessly onto a data slate. It appears the trial is yet to begin, and the accused has not yet been brought forward. You sit here for around half an hour. The discussion between the Inquisitors you don't really hear over the sort of general hubbub. You also see the other acolytes of the other Inquisitors slowly filter in and kind of sit in their respective pairings. A great bell is rung somewhere deep within the station, echoing throughout, the sound reverberating throughout the audience chamber. You see the great eastern doors crack open. A shackled man is dragged forward, his face covered in a hood. 2 stormtroopers throw him down to the center of the ring and tear the mask off. The man blinks rapidly in the bright lights of the audience chamber. He appears very thin and frail, probably in his 50s, and wears little more than a simple loincloth. Several poorly healed cuts around an inch long are scattered throughout his pallid flesh. He shakily stands to his feet, squinting as he looks up towards the 3 Inquisitors. Manoia begins to speak, her voice ringing across the audience chamber. The scribes beneath her rapidly write her words in a furious clacking of augmented hands. I, Inquisitor Manoia of the Order Hereticus, hereby begin the trial of denounced Inquisitor Roderick of the Order Hereticus. In attendance is Inquisitor Lane of the Order Xenos and Inquisitor Willem of the Order Kronos. Roderick, you stand accused of creating and summoning a demon host, consorting with a demon, and aiding and abetting a heretical cult on the hive world of Thrando 4. How do you plead? Roderick then clears his throat and speaks. Not guilty, Inquisitors.
Ooh, that's always a bad sign when they do that.
Lane
I
rolls his
whispered to
eyes,
Orpheus.
and he kind of looks at you. Manoia also sighs. Roderick, did you summon the demon host on the hive world of Thrando 4? This is true. Oh, what was that roll?
That was a demonology roll from Orpheus.
Do I detect any demon energy coming from him?
Not from
Demonic
him, no.
energy. Oh, but I do detect demonic energy here.
You're detecting bad vibes, mainly just due to the bad aura in the room.
Have I done something? Have I messed up your plan, Sir DM?
No, not at all. How would you doing a lore roll to work out if something's vaguely related to demons or not? Am I messing
up something going on? Have I detected some interesting vibes here that maybe you didn't
I'd like
expect
to,
me to do?
I'd like to make a perception check. Tell me your secrets.
This dude's not a demon, I will tell you that.
Can I do an inquiry roll against the DM?
No.
Can I spout lore?
However, he does seem to know how to summon a demon host, because when Manoia asks, did you summon the demon host? He says, this is true. Manoia then says, well, then the case is settled. The older man begins to speak again. Every Inquisitor, every acolyte has done things that are wrong. No one in this room has hands unstained by innocent blood. And he kind of looks around at all of you quite dramatically. If we tell ourselves, the end justifies the means. And what end was there to you pursuing this heresy and summoning this demon? Demons, like Inquisitors, have rivalries, petty disputes bubbling over into outright conflict. The demon I summoned had a rival, one far more powerful and dangerous, more of a threat than the one I summoned. I summoned this demon to learn its secrets, above all, the true name of its rival. Orpheus, with your demonology role, you're aware that knowing the true name of a demon is a way of binding it to your own power. It's generally used by the Ordo Malus as a way of banishing demons, but those of a nefarious bunch, upon knowing the true name of a demon, would be able to bend it to their will and do nasty things.
I narrow my eyes, and by that I mean I dim the top and bottom quadrants respectively.
Well, I didn't know you could do that. Huh.
Yeah, I thought you just like focus your eyes, like you just going like
just
No,
on the side.
He's got the
It's
little,
upgraded now.
emoji stuff, so he's just
Yeah.
two lines going down like furrowed brows.
Upon mention of this true name, Manoia says, and with this true name, what did you hope to do? Banish the more powerful one back to the warp for 1,000 years. And is that worth the cost? And is that worth the cost of consorting with a demon? Anything is worth the cost if it defends our Imperium. When it comes to demon summoning, Roderick, there is no such thing as innocence, only varying degrees of guilt. To even possess the knowledge on how to commit such a heresy is deserving of death alone. You have done something far worse. Stormtroopers take him back to the confession chamber. Let him reconsider his guilt.
Or Fabio has flashbacks to his Banisher training and starts nervously sweating.
Before Roderick can respond, the stormtroopers look to Lane, and after a subtle nod, they drag the denounced Inquisitor away, bag back over his head. The great golden doors are slammed shut behind him. Minoya stands and says, "This trial will continue after Sanguinala tomorrow. Ave Imperator." She then steps down from her throne and heads out the northern entrance, attended by her congregation of servo-automata. Willem, after a quiet word with Lane, soon heads out after her. Lane steps down and comes on board, so you're kind of walking awkwardly down the seats. So, how are things going?
I don't like
The
it.
popcorn is cold.
All the Redskins messing with demons. Don't like it.
Yeah, same here. Well, they're not. Well, oh, hang on. Do you mean the Inquisitor on trial, or us putting up with? Hang on. Which Inquisitor are you upset with?
The entire Hereticus, they shouldn't be talking to demons. That's not their job. They should stay in their lane.
I agree. Which is why Roderick's on trial and I'm not.
Tora would like to raise his hand.
Yes.
Boss, I don't know how to tell you this. Do you know these guys were part of the Inquisition? And he kind of gestures at where the other Inquisitors have just left.
He kind of looks around, kind of mock surprised. You missed it, Og, earlier, but so Minoy's got this magnificent like Gloriana battleship that's all fucking golden and covered in Inquisitorial symbols, and Lothar said, "I thought we were all about stealth and subtlety in the Inquisition. What the fuck's that?" And Lane turned over his shoulder and went, "Oh yeah." I think he does the exact same movement here. And he goes, "Oh yeah." Hey Tora, I'm glad you're sitting down because you're in the Inquisition.
How could I say I'm in trouble?
I'm the Inquisitor.
You know why you were in trouble. We're surrounded by them here. It's not a secret.
Details.
Tora shit. Tora doesn't actually shit himself, but Tora shits himself. Figuratively and somewhat figuratively shits himself.
Yeah, he turtle heads a little bit.
What's out on risky fart?
Risky fart.
Oh god.
Can Tora trust a fart? Was that the question we're asking?
There is no role for that. Lane also says, "So have you managed to embarrass me yet?"
Not any more than your own awkward walk was coming over here. No.
What was that?
You don't like doing this either, do you?
I didn't hear. I genuinely didn't hear because I was listening to a fan
genuinely?
quip.
Nothing.
No,
I'm not going
what
back
did he
to that one.
say?
He said, "Not any more than your awkward walk down here."
Lord
Mira,
Inquisitor.
you felt the grass.
You're
I like to
uncomfortable
imagine
here
that's
too, aren't you?
canon, but Lane didn't quite hear what he said, and then
Amelia
was like, "Oh no, Amelia, he said this."
Oh no, Amelia, it was this.
Yeah. Oh God's sake. Yeah. So
Lane walks out of the building, goes to the Order Kronos, rewinds time half an hour to catch the joke. Ah, yes, they will suck it.
So, so you guys, honestly, you're a fucking nightmare of a group.
We love you.
So Lane briefly explains the next couple of days of events. So the rest of the day is off. I think it's early afternoon right now, and then it is Sanguinala, where there will be no trial.
Which way I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry. Okay. The other Inquisitor.
So both
William,
of them,
was it?
Willem.
Yeah,
both of them have gone up towards the northern exit. You imagine back to their housing. So, yeah, Lane explains. Bless you. Lane explains that tomorrow will be Sanguinala, and then the day after that will be the second half of the trial. Although he kind of says he doesn't imagine it will be a particularly long session, and he winks. Anyway, as promised, let's go back to my room Sanguinala presents. Come on. And then he kind of awkwardly walks down the chamber like a dad taking his kids to the barbecue.
I go to my room and pick up a chest.
I go to my room
Yeah,
and I
we
pick up
would
my
have
gift.
to pick up our
Yeah.
things.
He goes, perfect. See you in my room. And he goes into his room. Just so you know, it's Sanguinala tomorrow. Lane's got you presents. So, if you can justify having bought something for Lane on any of your travels since last Sanguinala, which for you is all your time, alternatively, you can just give him a tinny, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
No, it's a dog tooth necklace.
Perfect. Lovely.
Well,
Let's spoil it.
I mean, Tora got Lane a present.
He's flashing a toilet squat down.
yeah, well, so we're all just gonna
being
gather
recorded
and do like a Christmas Eve sort of.
I was blowing my nose. It wasn't like I was pissing
I
or
was
shitting.
blowing
It was
your
fine.
nose. It's not like flushing the
I
toilet.
thought you flushed the
No.
toilet.
Yeah, because there's no toilet. There's no tissues. So I blew my nose with some toilet paper and then I flushed it like you do toilet paper.
That's very responsible.
That's so good. Thank God you're on radio. Holy
That's
shit.
So you all reconvene in Lane's room. Thalia doesn't seem to be here. You
Yeah, I was
didn't
gonna say,
see.
who is here?
It is just Lane. There is a table with 4 wrapped gifts on it, and he kind of stands by it, grinning. Says, "Well, who's? Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? We'll do them. Should we do them one at a time? I think that's better."
Tora pushes Lothar out of the way to get at the presents.
Okay,
I wasn't even in front of you.
Goes.
I was gonna say, I was writing down some ideas. I have for Thalia, Jewel, and BZZ as well.
Oh. So Tora, you fight your way through Lothar, even though he's not your way.
Yeah,
Literally was behind you, so what did you do?
Yeah.
Kick me?
No, Tora sees the presents on the table. He turns around and then he pushes Lothar hard in the chest.
He's got no center of gravity. You can't touch him.
If anything, I just moved slightly. I was like, oh, go ahead and go first then.
So
Yeah,
Tora,
digs him deeper to the ground.
Dinner and stuff, aren't we?
so yeah, you'll have meals served into your rooms again. The Sanguinala. So this is a pre-Sanguinala thing. Sanguinala as a ball is actually tomorrow.
Right. So I'm gonna take a seat at the table.
So Tora, your gift is small. It's, I'd say, around the size of a small book, and once unwrapped, it is a book. Shocker. It is a small book called Drung's Bestiary. There are pages upon pages of lavish illustrations of all manner of creatures across the galaxy. Lane kind of looks over your shoulder and says, Drung was an old rogue trader who took to cataloguing as much wildlife as he could, mostly for sport. I thought you could use a way to keep track. You notice as you instinctively flick towards the canine section that a few illustrations have already been crossed out. Lane smiles.
Tora would like to open the index and run his finger down, going like T. No, nothing here. And then go S. No, nothing. The nicest thing anyone's ever done for me, boss. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to kill all these things as well.
That's why you're here, Tora. Well, what did you get me?
You remember that thing I did that one time, that one place?
Thing I promised that you should never talk about again.
Yeah, that's the one that you tell me not to bring up every time I bring it up.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, just because I took a souvenir, it's my lucky dog foot, and Tora hands Lane a really badly preserved golden retriever paw.
It's like half rotten.
Yeah, it's like it's like he dipped it in wax to try to like preserve it, and it's just like not gone anywhere in that regard.
It's just some wax matted fur, and then the rest of it's just.
He goes, oh, thank you, Tora. This is a lovely, lovely present. I will treasure this for the rest of my days. Thank you so much.
Tora turns around as Lane puts it in the bin.
he absolutely does so. He kind of smiles a bit like understandingly. Oh, Orfamiel, your presence next.
Very good. I walk up and I just put the chest onto the table.
Well, that's very impressive. So your gift, once unwrapped, is a brilliant golden circlet, matching your existing iron one. An inscription runs across it in High and then Low Gothic. Blessed is he whose blood is shed, saving lives of his kindred. I thought you could do with an upgrade to that iron circlet for special occasions.
Okay, let me just type that down.
That's okay. I'll find it for you. Okay, I'll just post it into chat for you.
Yeah, please.
And he goes, well, this is a large chest. If nothing else, I do hope there's something inside of it.
Okay, I hand to Ling a small brass key. I say, open it up.
It's very well. And he places the key in a little bit excitedly, and he turns it in the lock and opens it up.
As he opens up, the hum of angels comes. Goes, "Oh." A slight golden light appears and looks inside and he sees this big, large, misshapen candle with a single wick. And then, would it be alright if Ling could roll a d8, please?
Okay.
I don't like where this is
He
going.
rolls a 6.
So looking inside it deeper, you can kind of make out Lucy the
Have you
A
written a
big
table for this?
I have
Oh my
made
god.
a rectangular object. As he looks at it further, he thinks this looks quite
Buddy baby.
familiar. And I say to him, that is one of my finest artifacts. I thought I wanted to give you something close to the heart and personal. Once this candle melts down, you'll have one of my original CCTV eyes I took after I lost my face. I put on just for you some purity seals offering you protection for the glorious Inquisition from the God Emperor's own hand and that of my shrine world. May he protect us all.
He makes a side of the Equilibrium to you. He says, well, Famiel, that is a genuinely lovely present. There is nothing that makes me think of you more than setting things on fire.
I put the golden circlet onto my arm.
It looks good.
Lothar's gonna mumble. How do I follow up that?
So,
He's gonna put a very lumpily wrapped gift down here for Lane to open up.
okay.
Now, for the listeners at home, I rolled a D100 to see the quality of this, and I rolled a 25 out of 100.
So that's good.
No, not really. I was
No,
going
if you
0%
roll- if you roll
to
high-
100%.
If you roll high in this fucking game, it's bad. Don't change the system now, fuckhead.
That's a good point. So this is a 75% thing then. I guess I'm going to gesture to it. So when we were, and were not with a wink on Scarbrand,
Nice.
I had the pleasure of getting back into a little bit of wood carving, and I figured I would carve this up for you. And to the best of his ability, off of memory alone, Lothar's gone through and carved a little statuette of Lane.
Of Lane.
Of Lane. Out of the wood.
A bust or a whole?
Like a little figurine almost.
Oh.
Yeah, no, don't worry. He busted all right.
He did. Absolutely busted.
He picks
so I
it
guess
up,
if we're
and he goes, "Hey, this is I'm shocked and amazed at the quality of these gifts so far from two of you. This is a this is a lovely
Tora-
present." I think that my favourite thing about Lane and Tora's relationship is that Lane constantly insults Tora. Tora is too much of an idiot to realise it and thinks he's best friends.
I love that because Lothar now thinks he thought that was a shit gift. So,
Oh, no, but
so I could go,
Lane-
I mean,
User
do
entered
with
your
what you
channel.
like, you know?
Oh god, sorry. I crashed out as I was
Oh.
trying to make a dumb joke.
What was Tora saying?
User in your channel
So
timed
when
out.
when Lane goes, wow, two of these are great gifts. Tora goes, "Wah," and makes like and raises his fist and turns to Amelia and goes, tough luck.
I haven't even given mine yet.
Yeah.
He said 2 out of the 3, not 4.
Oh,
Lane,
oh,
You can
Lane.
count, right?
I can count.
Lane.
Tor's eyes dirt furtively away.
Lane turns to you, Lothar, and he goes, and Lothar, I can count too. And he gives you like a very subtle thumbs up as he's holding this.
Oh.
And your gift, Lothar, once unwrapped, is a small cloth about the size of an A3 sheet of paper. On it is your old regimental standard in miniature.
Oh.
You've got Thalia to thank for that one. I hope it's correct. There are a few banners on record that we can find. We weren't sure which one to choose from. I hope it's the correct regiment.
No, it definitely is. Thank you. This is really thoughtful, actually. He's gonna hang on to that for a bit, and he's gonna step back.
Amelia.
Lane.
My Lord Inquisitor Lane.
Lothar.
Whoa.
Here.
Aha!
He
Tora!
produces a small, long box.
Okay. I hope this isn't a blow dart gun. I use one of those ones. And he opens it up. What is inside this box?
There are 3 flowers in recreation of what was at the statue, although they've been chemically preserved.
Lane is taken aback slightly by this. He quite quietly looks to you and nods slightly and goes, "Thank you for this, Amelia. Your gift's on the table there. If you could, open your gift, please, Amelia."
She'll take a moment and open hers.
It's a large jar of red dirt. As you look, you can see tiny, tiny beetles digging through it. These are Martian rad beetles brought at great expense from the red planet itself. I thought I might make a interesting decoration for your room and a little bit of, taste
A
of
little bit
home.
of home, yeah. Thank you.
I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a jar of dirt.
I'm glad
that's-
both of us thought the same
I
thing.
thought that same thing too.
But also,
Tony?
I was. Do we not have gifts for each other?
That's an important question. Lane
Oh,
says,
fuck.
No, I don't.
if you could give me a moment, I will see you tomorrow at the ball. It starts at 3 p.m. Thank you all for your gifts.
And,
Oh, he was really touched. Oh.
May the Emperor protect.
And you.
Tora would like to hand Amelia like a little envelope.
me?
Yes.
Okay, I take it.
So Amelia opens the envelope and it's hi, my name is, and it's like Amelia, but spelt almost by like a giant 3-year-old with a crayon.
So this is in the
On an-
corridor outside Lane's
Yeah, as we're
room, by the way.
walking
Yeah.
back.
Oh shit!
Or we can all sit at our own table back in our little apartments.
I'm
Yeah.
down to sit. Yeah.
Let's
Sorry,
do that.
I got out for a little bit there.
You're good.
But yeah, so this is just so I don't get your name wrong, Ophelia. I would like you to wear it always. I did it just for you.
Well, thank you. Perhaps when we're done here, I'll put it on.
Yay! Lothar, I have a present for you.
Are you gonna punch me again?
What would I roll to punch Lothar in the neck?
That'd be a aimed weapon skill roll, so you'd do that as a -10.
As a favour, I'm currently walking to the bus stop.
I
Would you
will do
mind?
it.
Would you...
Fear not.
Thank you, Dad.
No worries, son. Go. And as it's being rolled by the DM, it will hit now. Modify
Definitely.
-10.
To be fair, Orfamo's best rules were when he wasn't even here.
Oh, thank
when
the
I wasn't even
Emperor.
here.
I'm afraid that's a miss. I think,
Oh.
Lothar, you're prepared for this blow.
Not only am I prepared for it, I fist bump him back. Is it something I got to roll to do that?
I think that's a natural reaction. You're fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna do that. It's like, thanks. That's That's more than I was expecting from you, actually.
You're welcome. I made it myself.
You certainly did.
Or Samuel, I have
Yes.
this for you. And Tora takes a little box out from one of his fucking pockets of mysteries. Hands it over.
I had him an egg in return. I put the box into my pocket.
Oh, I worry. Could you add another egg to my character sheet? I think I'm at 2 egg right now. I'd like to be at 3.
There's a weird barter system going on.
I opened
Really
the
is.
box. He was inside the box.
You're at 2
it
eggs
is.
now. The
It
record
is
state.
a yellow rubber ducky. That
How big?
it's like smaller than your fist.
Larger than the
make-
box it's in.
Oh, so yeah, like
It's rubber, so it expands as you open it.
Exactly. Yeah, it absorbs the air.
does it squeak or does it not squeak?
No, it is the most annoying squeaker you could possibly imagine.
I suck at Lothar's head as hard as I can. I catch it on the rebound.
Oh, you throw it at me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ow! Why do people throw things at me?
I wanted
One
to see
of
if it would squeak on your head or not.
The Crusader, who was one of Willem's acolytes, kind of sees you all standing in the corridor, and he kind of bows his helmet head to you, and then continues walking down the corridor. You notice he's still got his power sword and shield with him.
I still have
Man,
my
he was the-
Eviscerator with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was the cool one.
He's out of your league, Lothar.
There are many people out of my league, or Samuel.
They're all out of your league, Lothar. Just to come from together, you have a face anymore.
I know. I know.
Also, guys, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Have you?
I have an answer.
Have you always known Lane was inquisitive?
Yes.
What, like by nature?
Yes. Like, yeah, he asks a lot of questions. Why?
Well, I think I must have fallen asleep during that part in the orientation, because this has all come as a bit of a surprise.
You had an orientation?
Yeah, didn't you guys have the packet with Thalia?
The pack? No.
No.
We sat down, we watched the videos. Step 1, to not fucking up. Don't kill dogs. Don't do this. Poo
I
in
can see-
toilet. Like the classics, yeah?
I feel like you're mixing videos.
Samuel shakes his head and walks away.
Yeah, why don't we go back into the room proper here, shall we? Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's always been inquisitive. Happy Sanguinala to you. I don't know.
I assume we're heading back to our rooms and then
Yeah,
picking one room to.
to meet in and give
Yeah.
gifts to and all that. Yeah,
I think it's Amelia's room because it's the nicest looking one.
it's
It
they
was
all
all
look
the
the
same.
same.
Or
No, Mom's covered in wax.
within seconds.
I get it, people over. This is embarrassing.
You go into my room
I
and
love
below
the
like
emperors everywhere.
right below the wee table I have. There's just like a piled like pyramid of wax when it drips off the edges.
It's like you took a shovel in your own room and just
I-
took whatever wax you could and packed. That's ridiculous.
Sorry for making a good present.
You made a fantastic present. There's nothing wrong with that. Fuck, now I gotta think of presents for you guys here too. Shit.
I'm not giving you guys anything. Don't pay my bills.
If it's my room, then I'll be like, well, why don't I give you mine first?
Yeah.
So for Lothar, yours would be harder to wrap, so she's gonna kind of take it out and just come over to you with a long potted, I guess just a long pot that would be hung on a shelf, and out
Yeah.
of it are growing dark green vines with many leaves of a similar dark green that have been cut to kind of look like a cape, with flowers that she has grown into shape of the Astartes symbol, or
Oh,
something for your wall.
this is gorgeous. Wow. I'm not gonna kill this thing if I don't treat it right? Like, is it
Water
gonna? Yeah, but how often?
once a day.
Every now and then.
That's what do you feel like it? No, absolutely, yeah. Here, you know what? I think I have a gift for you then here too. Let me see if I can give you yours here. I think what Lothar would bring out is a small wrapped gift, and in that gift is another wood carving, except this time it's kind of a contraption, if you will. It's like like a puzzle box almost that he's kind of whittled down, um, trying to make use of the natural materials to make something almost mechanical, and presenting that to Amelia.
Oh, so a wooden device.
Yeah, like a wooden puzzle box almost. So like there's an end to the puzzle and all that kind of stuff. So you move it. Think in a way like a Rubik's cube but with more moving parts, kind of a thing. So he's kind of had a craft at that.
As this is all going on, Famio has been raced back to his room. You can just feel heat coming from the other side of the wall.
Yeah, so something to kind of fiddle with, right?
Yeah, it would be like almost like a desk toy almost, but it's something that Lothar explains. Like I you weren't the only. Lane wasn't the only person that I was carving for. Haven't done this for a while, and yeah.
You just hear Samuel from like the other
so
room.
our Samuel's not there, so then I've got a, just a normal-sized present for Tora, wrapped up nicely.
Tora takes a bite out of it, like he opens it like a starving dog,
and as if he were bobbing for apples. In his mouth, he finds a pack of cigarettes. And through the bite hole, he can see a jar of homemade mead.
Wait, hold up. Are these the splodied kind again?
No, these are regular.
Hey!
And you need to tell me how you like the mead. It's the first time I tried something like that.
This is really sweet.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're going to condemn someone to die in the audience chamber later.
I can't wait.
I figured I'd make use of her, gardening. Of course she can make stuff with plants and flowers for people.
Mm-hmm.
Famio comes back with another chest, very similar to Lane's, but a little bit less better quality.
And I have a slightly larger one for Orfamiel I put on the table.
Oh,
she's got a bigger chest than you.
Yes, I open mine up, see what's inside. Oh, sorry, Famio will open up his, see what's inside of it.
So for this one, it's a flower arrangement with white and red flowers and candles all throughout. The flowers, as Amelia, they will not wilt and are resistant to flame.
Oh, that's nice.
I guess then, yeah, she opens.
Does she have to roll a d8 now?
Put on the table for me.
I did. I put it on the table for you. Yeah. And then could Amelia roll a d8, re-rolling a 6, please?
Hang on, is this all from the same table? So you're basically
no, not at all.
It totally is.
No, just got bits and pieces stuck inside candles.
Hold on, let me close the window over here, and I'm going to close the window.
5. Amelia opens up her chest. She's another big wax candle, a little bit oddly shapen, and looking into it with the gentle hum of the angels. Oh, she can barely make out a data slate, well covered and kept against the elements. This is a good one for you. It's Top of the Holy Pops. It's a data slate containing Imperial's most popular righteous hymns of the past millennia.
So a wax-covered
it's a candle.
Data slate.
So you have to burn the candle, and once the candle's burnt, you'll have your present.
You said you were mixed.
It smells rosemary and thyme.
What did Orfamiel learn at the Scholar Progenium? Because it seems to be candle making.
Yeah.
What do you mean seems?
A lot of the banishing rites seems you have to make candles and make pentagrams and whatnot to ward off the Holy Spirit. So you're pretty good at it.
Oh dear.
Well, thank you very much. I suppose I'll eventually get to read them when the candle burns.
You listen to the hymns.
I thought data slates were only like.
I think you
Is
mean
an
more
audio-
holodisc. Yeah, which is
Oh,
the
holodisc then.
audio. Yeah.
Replace
like
data
audio
slate
or
holodisc then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's like a PS2 mini disc in size.
Yeah.
Gosh, the space traffic is like nuts today.
I
I
go
closed
back.
the window and everything.
I go back to my room and
Sorry,
I come back with another chest.
I'm sitting waiting for the bus, so I'm just going to mute for the moment.
Okay.
You're okay, buddy. No worries.
I know, Raph, you wanted to finish at 1. Is that still true?
Yeah, it is. So.
That's okay.
That's okay.
But before that, I want to give
yes.
presents to Lothar and Og as well.
Yeah, and I'll exchange
Tora.
with you and Tora as well here.
So I'll come through though, and I have like 2 more chests with me, and I put another one down in front of Lothar.
Yeah.
Would you mind opening this up, Mr. Farsighted?
Absolutely. And I fiddle with the lock in a second. Oh, but before I do here, and I'm going to hand you a small rectangular present. You want to open yours first? You can. Doesn't matter to me.
I just like tear into it.
Cool. And I'm going to roll the D8 in preparation.
Yep.
Oh, thank God we all rolled different. So what you're going to
tell
open
you yours
up
first, or
yeah. So what you're going to open up is what Lothar has as a part of his kit, specifically from Cusin. He has the different rites and prayers and things like that to the God Emperor, written not only in Low Gothic but also in the language of Cusin there too. And it's a side-by-side comparison of what the Schola Progenium professes, as well as how those teachings are interpreted in our own language over our way. And I rolled an 8, I believe.
So you open up yours. Once again, as you open up, you get the "Oh" of the angel song.
How do you get that in there?
I have contacts.
A sheriff quickly flies out the
you've covered your mouth.
Yeah. If you flash back to the Ipcrest, there's actually like a couple of servitors missing their vocal units. So and as you open up, you see a larger, not quite larger actually. It's you look inside, you see another big candle that needs to be lit and burned off. This one has the scent of vanilla and lilac berry, and inside of it, this is a good one for you. It has an omnibus of the Imperium's finest historical works, such titles as The Prince of the Himalayan Mountains, following the story of the God Emperor showing support for an unknown minority population enslaved by a pagan society seeking easy labor to build monuments to their false gods.
I feel like I'm going to connect with that.
Is this a thinly veiled reference to Yu-Gi-Oh, or am I just?
No, it's the Prince of Egypt. I put on Prince of the Himalayan Mountains instead.
Oh,
God.
Wow, this is beautiful. I can't wait to learn how to read and then read it.
I'll turn to Tora, and I'll put down another chest in front of him.
Okay.
Tora.
Well, let me know if you like the book.
Yeah.
This one's for you. I said thank you.
Tora.
Oh, you did.
Tora. Again, tries to open the book like a ravenous dog.
I just pop open the lid for you. Yet again, an angelic hymn.
Oh, damn it. There you go.
Oh,
you got a 1.
And then you see inside another candle, but a bit of a smaller one this time. This is a good one, just for you, Tora. As a newest member, I thought I'd give you something about camaraderie and get-togetherness. You burn through this candle, which smells of
the Communist Manifesto.
Wine and whiskey. You'll find a snow globe with all of us in it, and technology that matches the local biome. So if you're in a hot area, the snow globe turns into a desert sandstorm, and if you're a cold area, it turns to snow. And this is like all of us kind of like at arms with each other as little miniatures inside of a snow globe thing.
Oh,
that's really cute.
So it's a snow globe candle.
No, so you melt the candle and there's a snow globe inside of it. It's like one of those gift things.
Oh, okay.
You notice when you look at the snow globe that strangely the representation of you, Tora, has blue skin, but you think not to question it.
If you look at it really closely, there's like a tiny scratched out face where somebody went in with a needle and slightly replaced it all.
It's just it's blue skin, but they've kind of like haphazardly put a dog being ripped apart, so it must be
Yeah.
Tora.
You can kind of see like
Using
your
a power
skin
sword of
colour-
all things.
your skin's colour was like trying to be painted on top of it, but the blue just shows through anyway because it's quite a bluey blue.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
is that all the gifts?
No, I still got to give mine
Oh,
to Tora.
sorry, yes.
Oh God, what sucks is that in my head I want to be like, oh, let's give him another pack of smokes, but like, nah, I don't think Lothar, if anybody, is going to be giving anyone any packs of smokes anytime soon. So no, I think what I would have probably gotten for him, would be one of those like children's puzzles, like wooden blocks almost. But so it's like really giant pieces. But each of the pieces has like different dogs on it, so it's a dog puzzle, so that you can repeatedly rip apart the dogs back and forth as you're placing the puzzle down and then taking the pieces off. That's what I would hand to Tora after he tried to fucking punch me.
Tears start to well up in Tora's eyes.
I don't know you very well yet, but I figured this was right.
This is the best thing I've ever gotten. Ever since, listen, my uncle once got me a puzzle, but it was a lot weirder than this. This is glorious. Thank you, thank you, Lomar.
You're very welcome. I'm gonna look at everybody. He's not gonna remember this, is he?
One of these days, Tora's just straight up going to call Lothar Lorgar. And
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna morph into the fucking Primarch.
yeah,
I almost did that when I was doing the take the shot last time.
We just need to get him one more insanity point so that he becomes normal.
yeah.
An insane person becoming insane, he'd become sane.
Oh my god.
Negative times a negative is a positive.
Lovely. So I think after you guys have shared gifts, you all kind of settle down for the ball tomorrow. It'll start around 3 p.m, so you've got time to, get dressed up, have some breakfast. But yeah, you all, I think, settle down for a quite restful night's sleep. You imagine far away at, the other end of the station, denounced Inquisitor Roderick is going through some kind of awful torture. But that doesn't trouble your lovely, peaceful sleep. And that's
It makes me more
Heresy.
comfortable, if anything.
Yeah.
Tora, while we're
Sorry?
Tora, there's just apparently 100 cars going by. Tora, just before we finish giving the birthday present, turns to the boys.
present.
Tora, as far as Tora is concerned, it's his birthday.
That's fair.
He turns to the boys and he goes, I've got a good one for you. What did Thalia say when she got to the ball? And then I'd go to high five or Famuel.
I don't get the joke.
And
Is that a joke about the fact that she's got like?
I think it's just the fact that she got to the ball.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Have you not heard that one, Warwick?
Just choking on a wiener.
Oh, I see.
What does Hilaire say when she got to the ball?
I thought it was a joke about how one of her cheeks is paralysed and that she can't speak as well as she used to be able to.
Both insensitive, really, but like
that too.
Deep cuts a lot deeper.
Listen, I'd rather be slut shaming than ableist. Okay.
But Tora, all about.
Love how we're still recording
shaming,
this.
not about ableism.
Oh god. Well, that is Dark Heresy for this week. That was a lot of fun. That was an unexpectedly heartwarming episode.
It really was.
I kind of didn't plan for that, but that was nice. And yeah, you're uncovering.
You guys want to hear the other things in the D8?
Absolutely.
Would love to.
What ones do we get? So we got 1, 6, 8, and
5.
So number 2 was a vaguely drawn picture of a nameless old man stuck in glorious combat with some Xeno scum.
Oh no!
Give that to yourself.
I know that's.
Was one of them Quintus's business card?
No,
the
it
holy
wasn't.
relic.
Number 3 was life-size bust of Famuel's head with half his face original and half his face is new age face.
Oh, like Terminator. That's awesome.
Nice.
Number 4 was extremely detailed scale model replica of the crest, 1 to 1/18th size. No, not 1/18th.
That's
1/18,000 size.
I was gonna say 1 to 18th size of
The
the
big
crest
candle.
is like, hello, here is a 150-meter long sculpture.
Yeah. Then
I
the
wouldn't
top of
put
the
it.
holy
I wouldn't put it
pop.
past Nathaniel.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
And
then,
then the last one, number 7, was a wax sealed tube containing Ophimu's contract with the Order Xenos he sneakily got from Ling's possessions when he wasn't looking.
nice. I like the idea that he just has all this stuff still in his room. He just couldn't fit it into the wax. So he's just got this bust hanging around. It's like, oh, I'll do that later. Right, I'm going to stop recording now. Ready?
I'm gonna